Nothing in the tank.
My God, how far did that go? A bomb.
421 feet away.
My goodness.
Christian Yelich, a 3-run blast.
Streaking way back to the wall, and Matt Olson gets us going with a homer.
Thomas races back toward the track, leads, he makes the catch. A terrific grab from Lane Thomas.
What a shot for Mark Vientos to make that 3 home runs for the Twins here in the 9th inning. That is hit high and deep to left field. It took a long time, but there's the first Major League home run for Jordan Lawler.
At the wall, Bader makes the catch right up against the wall. Very nice play.
Stalls it out towards left center field. Long run. Thomas, can he reach it? Oh, he can. Yes, he can. What a sliding grab by Alec Thomas.
And that's number 1 this year for Rafi Devers. There is no stopping that young man.
Well, Susak is 3 for 3 in his first big league start. They're just losing their minds over there, thinking, yeah, our kid can hit.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat and for just $5.99.
Shortstop, he will bat in the number 9 position. The umpiring assignments, Chris Guccione, the crew chief, is going to work the plate tonight. He'll call the balls and strikes. Nestor Ceja is at first. Charlie Ramos umpiring at second. And David Rackley is over at third base. We'll join tomorrow. Remember, an earlier start time. We'll be on the air at 5 o'clock with the Morongo Casino Dodgers on Deck show. First pitch at 6:10. And Emmett Sheehan will make the start for the Dodgers. Jack Leiter on the mound for the Texas Rangers. So 3 against Texas before the New York Mets come into town as well. Glorious night for baseball. Happy to have you with us. Having to play. Here's Tim.
Thank you very much, Mo. A packed house tonight at Dodgers Stadium as the Rangers come in. First of 3, Brandon Nimmo walking to the plate, the former Met outfielder. Left-handed batter to face Tyler Glasnow. Dodgers in their traditional home whites, the red numeral in front. And the Rangers in their road grays with the blue caps tonight and the blue game socks. And Nimmo, 340 hitters, 16 out of 47 to start the season, standing in. First pitch of the ball game, swung on, fouled back for strike 1. Tonight's game time, 7:10 p.m., temperature 65 degrees, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, Glasnow out of the stretch, a modified stretch, pitch swung on, fouled back, and it's 0-2. So when he's gotten into 0-2 counts, or 2 strike counts in general, the curveball's been his biggest weapon. Half the time, 50.8% of the time, just about 51% of the time, he has thrown the curveball. Let's see what he does here with Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo in his first year with the Rangers. Looks out, the left-handed batter waits. The pitch, curveball, just missed high, and it's 1-2.
But we look at that curveball last year, just a 104 batting average against. So when hitters got behind in the count, that hook was not their friend.
Next offer to Nimmo is swung on and laced down the right field side. Like a security member who was along the side wall down by the protective netting, had to dive to get out of the way. 1-2 still to Nimmo. Grew up in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Didn't have high school baseball. His mom used to pitch to him all the time in a batting cage. And got discovered when he went to an invitational and was able to play. USA Baseball Invitational, and ended up where scouts got to see him play, and he has now lived out his dream of being a major league player. 1-2. Oh, he got him looking. A beautiful curveball, and that's how it begins tonight. with a strikeout looking of the right fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
So the curveball has been the nemesis of the hitters. How about this, too? The last 3 years with 2 strikes, Glasnow has the lowest batting average against of any starting pitcher with at least 200 innings. Just a 102 average.
Left fielder Wyatt Langford. 160 in the early going. Takes a fastball strike. 0-1. Langford, right-handed batter. A couple of years ago, we were told, watch out for this guy. He might make the ball club out of spring training, and he certainly did, and hasn't looked back. Last 2 years, been a regular with the Rangers. 0-1 pitch. And that is on the outside edge. A sinker, two-seam fastball. It's 0-2.
And by the way, the fastball that he threw to Nimmo, the third pitch in the ballgame, was a modest 98 miles an hour.
You're just getting started fastball. 0-2 pitch. And it's outside through the curveball. 1-2 to Wyatt Langford. Corey Seager on deck. He got a nice round of applause when his name was read as being in the starting lineup. Former Dodgers shortstop. Stretched by Glasnow on the 1-2 offer. In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
How about these numbers, too? I said the last 3 years with 2 strikes, just a 102 average. Counting the strikeout to Nimmo. The last 3 years with 2 strikes, hitters against Glasnow have 74 hits in 726 at-bats.
What he would really like this year is a full season. He'd like to make 30-plus starts. Swung on, ground ball to the right side. Fielded by Freeman. He'll tell Glasnow not to run over there. He'll take it himself. Step on the bag. As the four-seamer on the outside part of the plate was just hit the other way. 2 down.
I think Glasnow also understands, look, go ahead and trust the defense. The defense, we talk about the offense and pitching and everything else. The defense has been very good as well in the early goings here.
Well, Seager in the 5th year of a 10-year, $325 million contract with the Texas Rangers. Left-handed batter, 238 in the season. Leads the club in homers with 3. Tried to hold up on the first pitch and appeal down to third base umpire. David Rackley said he didn't go. 1 ball and no strikes.
He likes that fastball upstairs. He had a notion to go after that one.
Here's the stretch by Glasnow. He kicks and fires. And Will Smith wants to challenge one. It looked like it was right down the middle. Called a ball.
The catcher is challenging to call a ball.
Will Smith challenging this one with good reason. We'll get a look at the video. And it was right down the middle. Knee-high.
Calls overturned. Strike 1.
A good challenge by Will. He's had good luck this year with the challenges. 1 ball, 1 strike to Corey Seager. And Glasnow deals home. Breaking ball popped up, shallow left. Ha-Seong Kim, the shortstop, drifting out. He's called off by Teoscar Hernandez, who makes the catch. And it's a clean top of the first for Tyler Glasnow as he retires the Rangers in order. Half inning done at Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. The score, the Rangers 0 and the Dodgers coming to bat.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the San Ynez Valley with a short 2-hour drive up the coast. Let Shumash Casino Resort be your destination getaway. Welcome.
The biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
as the crowd on their collective feet. Ohtani's first at bat brought to you by Asahi Super Dry, Japan's #1 selling beer. Seek what is unique. Facing right-hander Kumar Rocker out of Vanderbilt. Rocker 0-1 with a .360 earned run average. First pitch, snapped in for a strike. Starting him off with a two-seamer. He'll throw the cutter a lot, the slider. Kind of a hard curveball, but he'll call it a slider. And Rocker steps back, overhand wind to kick the pitch. And Ohtani takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. People don't miss Ohtani at bats. Phones are out, videotape, pictures, you name it. They don't want to miss it. 1-1. That's outside and low.
You know another thing they don't miss. The Ohtani bobbleheads.
Now, today a day when everybody was going to get one, but they still lined up hours ahead of time before the gates open. Now a 2-1 pitch. Ohtani swing and a miss at a sinker. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Dodger designated hitter. Shohei starts the night hitting .267. All 3 of his home runs came on the recently completed road trip. He has 8 runs batted in. Dodgers went 5-1 on the 6-game roadie. 2-2 pitch from Rocker. Swung on, rope down the right field side, just foul. It bounced and foul ground right where the grass and the track meet. And the ball attendant down there couldn't play it. The ball was hit too hard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kumar Rocker into the wind in his 2-2 offer. Swung on and missed, chased a sinker low. And Ohtani strikes out, 1 away.
Well, Rocker, we mentioned in the pregame show, between the sinker slider and the changeup, I mean, he's going to throw that about 40% of the time. So it's not just, hey, rear back and throw as hard as he can.
23, Kyle Tucker, the hitter. Right fielder batting .273, a home run, 8 runs batted in. Infield will shift around a little bit for him. Third baseman Josh Young playing on the grass, but toward the shortstop position. First pitch swung on, fouled up the right side past first base coach Chris Woodward, who was the former manager of the Texas Rangers. No balls and 1 strike to Kyle Tucker. Rocker, born in Montgomery, Alabama, out of Vanderbilt. And this one tapped right back to him. He leaps, snares it with his blue leather glove. Quick toss over to first base. Tucker is out 1-3. 2 gone for the Dodgers in the first. Children's Hospital Los Angeles has been delivering 125 years of hope and healthier futures. When your child needs championship care, visit chla.org. Will Smith had just had his 10th correct challenge. Tied for the most in Major League Baseball, standing in from the right side, batting third tonight. .270 hitter with a pair of home runs. First pitch to him is inside, ball 1. Smith has driven in 7. He is 10 for 37 on the season. Freeman on deck. 2 outs, base is empty. Wind up in the pitch. In there for a strike. Fastball at 98. Now, Rocker had one of the most memorable college pitching performances in recent memory. 2019 Super Regional against Duke. 19 strikeouts and a no-hitter for Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt would go on to the College World Series that year. I believe Mississippi State won it, but that performance, 19 strikeouts and a no-hitter for the Commodores. 2-1 is in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rocker.
With Rocker, Jim, as we looked at some of the numbers, can he stay healthy? I mean, he's battled injuries last year through 14 starts.
3 ball, 1 strike pitch from Kumar Rocker. And Will swings, fouls it off to the right and out of play.
For Rocker also coming into the season, I mean, he had a spot and he reached out and grabbed it, the number 5 spot in the rotation of the Rangers. But here this year, just 38 appearances across 3 pro seasons.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Will Smith. Swung on, popped him up right side of the infield, but the second baseman, Josh Smith, can't see it. First baseman has to drift out of the outfield grass. That's Jake Berger. He'll make the catch. And Berger will tell Smith where that baseball was. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the second inning. Dodgers nothing. Rangers nothing.
Matt Money Smith here, talking about Galpin Honda. Just like the boys in blue win titles, Galpin Honda is looking to win them as well. They win the President's Award seemingly every year. They want to be the #1 dealer in the state of California, and they want to help you help them do exactly.
Problem now down the left field line is one of the carts looks like it ran out of gas. This is something out of Keystone Cops right here.
Michael Lorenzen might be in the market for a new glove. Chuck that one in the trash can.
Dropped it on the grass as the pitch was coming.
Nobody's out here to take it away.
Whoops.
The bat even goes farther as a torpedo when it's thrown into the stands. Look at this.
How do you like that? Have you ever seen that before? It just disappeared.
I thought it might have been a home run.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm going to get a nice heavy glizzy. You got to have chili on there. You got to have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you got to have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You got to have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Dom Canzone will lead off for the Mariners.
Canzone, deep left. You can't forget about it. Dom Canzone strikes twice on opening night.
Yeah, just an easy 109 exit off the bat from Dom Canzone. 93 down and in. Crushes this ball. Same spot, right center.
Multi-homer game for Canzone. A one-run game now, the bottom of the 7th. Lester line on the home run ball.
McCutchen. Berger, right-handed batter. He's been with the White Sox and the Marlins as well as the Rangers. He'll swing, foul it back. In fact, he's played in 21 prior games against the Dodgers, hitting .247 with 9 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Overall on the season, .271 hitter with a pair of home runs. Berger looks out, and the 0-1 pitch coming from Glasnow. That's outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
This guy's really been banged up. I mean, he dealt with oblique injuries, quad injury, wrist injury.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Tyler Glasnow out of the stretch. Ground ball foul to the far end of the Dodger dugout.
Berger's hit some balls a long way here. He's had 4 home runs in 9 games at Dodger Stadium.
Ranger first baseman got time. Now steps back in the right-hand batter's box. Draws the bat back and waits. Meantime, Glasnow has the pitch he wants to throw. He kicks and fires. And this ball is tapped foul down to third. That is a roll off the sidewall. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jake Berger.
Well, both starting pitchers matched one another pretty well in that first inning. Glasnow 13 pitches, 9 strikes. For Rocker, 14 pitches, 9 strikes.
1-2 pitch to Berger from Glasnow. He'll swing and line it to center field. Pages has it lined up, makes the head-high catch for out number 1. Top of the second inning brought to you by Budweiser. For 150 years, this Bud's for you. Evan Carter, center fielder, now up. Apparently we had that backwards, so it's going to be McCutchen and not Carter. So they were flip-flopped in the batting order the way that we had received it on the Rangers lineup card. So here is McCutchen, batting right-handed, a little bit late on the slider. He was a non-roster invite to spring training, just kept hitting and hitting and hitting in Arizona, and found his way in the ball club, and now has found his way into the lineup as a designated hitter. Well, McCutchen couldn't hold up, fooled by the slider again, and it's 0-2. 2013 National League Most Valuable Player with Pittsburgh. Spent the bulk of his career with Pittsburgh. He'd been with the Giants briefly, Yankees briefly, Brewers briefly, and the Phillies. And the pitch is swung on, fouled back.
Yeah, we received two different sets of lineups, and in both of the lineups, it was Carter, then McCutchen.
Good thing for an eraser. Make that change. Here's an 0-2. That's outside.
Well, the dugouts and the umpire, the home plate umpire, will have the actual lineups. We have seen in the past, rarely, but we have seen where the lineup card handed the umpire was different than the order in which batters came to home plate.
And out on strikes is McCutchen. Curveball. And that seems to be the formula for Tyler Glasnow that is working very well for him. And so he got that curveball up and over the plate, swing and a miss for McCutchen. Strikeout number 2 for Glasnow. And here is Evan Carter now, center fielder. Strike call to him. Left-handed batter. Carter waits. 2 men out, bases empty. Pitch. Just inside. Tried the curveball. Did not go where he wanted it to go. Well, the next offer from Glasnow is on the outside edge with the fastball at 96. Called a strike, 1-2. So a 2-strike count. Again, we'll watch the curve. And if you're a hitter, you got to be looking at the fastball because it's the first one by you, but be ready for the curve. And there is the curve. And it is low, 2-2.
Yeah, if you're looking for curveball and you get that fastball between 96 and 98, forget it. You're carrying lumber back to the dugout because you cannot speed it up. You can slow things down.
2 outs and the 2-2 pitch from Glasnow. He throws. And it's grounded foul wide of first. The clouds touching the peaks of the San Gabriel Mountains. Clouds off in the distance. Clear skies over the ballpark. Sun starting to settle off to the west over the Pacific coastline. We're down the coast, 60 miles off the coast of San Diego. History happened earlier. Pitch low and in. It's the crew of Artemis II splashed down successfully. They've been recovered successfully. History-making journey around the moon completed today. Here's the 3-2. Little low, ball 4. Went with a fastball, and he walks Carter, and that's the first base runner of the ballgame. We were watching that together this afternoon, Mo, the splashdown. It's just quite a feat of engineering and science. It's amazing.
Can you imagine the mathematics that go into that?
No. Not the first clue.
It will take more than one chalkboard.
Fingers and toes, too. And the pitch outside, ball 1 to Danny Jansen, the catcher, who's also been flip-flopped from the original lineup that we had. Jansen from the right side, runner goes, pitch is a strike, throw down. Freeland puts the tag down just a little bit late, and Carter's got a stolen base.
We've talked quite a bit over the years. For Glasnow, it takes a little extra time, being 6'8", delivered the ball home. He has, however, done a better job beginning last year. If that throw is low and not high, it would have been a little bit closer.
Three-quarter swing and a miss on a curveball from Glasnow. So Danny Jansen with a 1-2 count on him. 2 outs, runner at second base. No score, top of the second inning. Glasnow checks the runner at second. Holding, kicks, now comes home. And the curveball missing low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jansen, the catcher for Texas. Interleague play here tonight at Dodger Stadium. 2-2 on the way. Here it comes. Swung on and fouled straight back. And stays 2-2. Well, you look around the ballpark here tonight, Mo. Not too many empty seats, are there?
a no.
Big night on Ohtani bobblehead night.
Just looking back for Glasnow last year, in the 18 starts, 10 stolen bases. Not one was caught.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him on a curve again. All three strikeouts have come on the deuce. So, no runs, no hits, one left, no Dodger errors. At the end of an inning and a half, it's the Dodgers nothing, Rangers nothing.
California's #1 casino just got better. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is now the only AAA 5-diamond rated casino hotel in the country. Become a Club Serrano member.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are tie cups.
And these are tie cups.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
This bottom of the second. Brought to you by your Toyota dealers. They make it easy. Kumar Rocker set to face Freddie here. Freddie hitting .275 on the young season. He has hit in 8 straight. 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in for the left-handed hitter. It takes low and in ball 1. Rocker started him with a sinker. Right side of the infield playing him deep. That field shifted. Pitch swung on, bounced foul off the front of the Ranger dugout on the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. Freddie with 2,445 career hits. 1-1. Fouls this one off to the left, up and out of play. Rocker on Saturday pitched against the Reds. Pitched pretty well. 5 innings, allowed only 2 runs, but Rangers didn't get a run for him. They were blanked. They were shut out 2-0. And Rocker suffered the loss. Pitches inside. 2-2 to Freeman.
Can't win if you don't score.
You know, wins and losses aren't always controlled by the pitcher. Sometimes it's an issue of circumstance. 2-2 pitch. Freddie swings and misses at a sinker and strikes out. Second strikeout for Rocker. Both of them have come on the sinker. And speaking of strikeouts, how about Tyler Glasnow? All 3 tonight on the curveball. 12 of the 18 strikeouts he has this season all have come on the curve. Max Muncy, a career .304 hitter against the Rangers. This is the 27th game in his career he will have played against Texas. Takes the ball up high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Third baseman Young way off the bag. He's even with it. The pitch, and Muncy squirts 1 foul over near the Dodger dugout. Ball and a strike to Max.
So road trip 4 for 23. He's getting closer and closer, I think, as the timing gets a little better and better.
1-1 pitch. It's in the dirt. How long does that take? I mean, you go through spring training and whatnot, but then you get in the regular season, and it's a different animal.
Yeah. Well, pitchers are working with adrenaline, and it's no longer just a workout. It's competition.
2-1 to Muncy. He swings, he hits a drive, deep right field. This one headed back. It is gone, a home run. Maxwell swinging the silver hammer, makes it 1-0. For Muncy, his second home run of the season, and a lightning bolt into the pavilion in right center.
Well, I said he's getting closer and closer. I didn't realize he was that close. He says, hey, don't count me out, and don't count out Daniel's Jewelers either. Proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond. So visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet and $50 off a $99 coupon.
Home run 211 in the career of Max Muncy as a Dodger. He is now tied Steve Garvey for 6th all-time in Dodger history. And that's saying something. And the pitch by Rocker, swung on by Hernandez, and Teoscar loops it into shallow center. And that is caught by Evan Carter for the out. 2 gone. Muncy is the all-time franchise postseason leader in home runs with 15. And for his entire career, 215, make that 216 home runs. So he's had 5 outside of his time with the Dodgers, 211 with the Dodgers. Career RBI number 606 for Max Muncy. Andy Pages with a 1-0 count on him. Pitch swung on, fouled off to the right and out of play. Time called at the plate. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead on the Max Muncy home run. Andy Pages, the reigning National League Player of the Week. What a start he's had. We'll look at a pitch low, check swing, appealed at first. Confirmed by Nestor Seiya that it was not a swing. Pages' batting average entering tonight, .413. 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. 2-1 delivery. Strike call to the outside corner, a fastball at 97.
This has not been as hot since being named the Player of the Week. We're, by the way, in that week he hit .583. A couple of home runs, 7 RBIs.
2-2 on the way. He'll swing and hit it on the ground right side. That's a base hit into right field. He just went with the pitch. It was on the outer half, a slider. And really good piece of hitting there for Andy Pages.
And, Tim, we talked even in Arizona during spring training. Towards the end of the season last year, Andy Pages started to understand the outside part of the plate much better. We talked about it often, but it's worth talking about because now with 2 strikes, he understands, look, going the opposite way can be friendly.
Alex Freeland, the batter, 2 down, runner aboard. Switch hitter batting left, takes a slider in the dirt, ball 1. Last couple of games, Freeland's been really good, 5 for 8. Occupying second base tonight. 1-0 pitch, and that is low and in. 2 balls, no strikes to Alex Freeland, number 8 hitter. Ha-Seong Kim on deck. Josh Young in on the grass at third. Shortstop Seager playing almost behind the bag at second. And Freeland hits a high, slow bouncer to second base. Picked up by Smith. He'll just underhand toss to Berger at first. And the inning comes to an end. The Dodgers get a run on 2 hits. The home run by Max Muncy. And after 2 full, it's the Dodgers 1, Texas nothing.
We're Entering the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs and the pressure is mounting. If an accident has you feeling like you're down to your last strike, it's time to call in the heavy hitters.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it. But as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time. It is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Bring that power forward.
And that ball is crushed deep to right field. It is gone. An absolute bullet by Kyle Schwarber. It's his third home run of the year, and the Phillies lead it 10-1. 460 for him. It's the third longest he's hit at this ballpark, and it is majestic.
And we have a new longest home run of the season in Major League Baseball. That was a tank.
Yeah. And that's going to continue. A shot to right. Walker got a good read. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's on the money, and the tag in time to retire the side.
Jordan Walker keeps this thing and knotted at nothing with an incredible throw. Chip, he has turned himself into quite an outfielder. He has always had a cannon. This one right on the money and picking up right where he left off. What a weapon that is. One of the best arms in baseball out in right field for Jordan Walker.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Second baseman Josh Smith to lead off from the left side. Josh Young to follow, then back to the top of the order, and Brandon Nimmo. Swing and a miss at a fastball. First pitch of the top of the third from Tyler Glasnow. It's 0-1. Well, Mo, prior to the game tonight, the Dodgers had a tribute video and a long moment of silence for one of your former teammates, who was one of the great all-time Dodgers, Davey Lopes, passed away this week. And I know it's got to be very personal to you. Not only was he your teammate and friend, but you lockered next to each other for a lot of years. 0-2 pitch coming, and Glasnow bounces it.
It's never easy to lose friends. And especially when it's friends that become teammates. And as you mentioned, lockered next to him. So I got to see him prepare each and every game. You know, those days that, it takes its tally stealing so many different bases. But he was really a wonderful story. Because if you start to look at that infield, that record-setting infield, 8.5 years together, I don't think that'll ever be matched again. With Say at third, Russell at second, Garvey over at first, and Davey Lopes. Consider the fact that 3 of the 4 changed positions. Garvey went from third to first.
2-2. That one is hit fair down the left field line. Kicks off the sidewall right to Teoscar. He throws to second. Ball gets past Freeland, goes all the way to Freeman at first, and that holds Smith to a very long opposite field single.
Yeah, nice play by Teo also. But Davey Lopes, just watching him on a daily basis, he moved from center field to second base. Bill Russell, part of that record-setting infield, also moved from the outfield to shortstop. So 3 of the 4 guys that were together the longest of any infield ever in baseball history changed positions.
Third baseman Josh Young swings, pops it straight up down the third baseline. Will Smith giving it a look. Max Muncy running in right by the Uniqlo Field logo. He makes the catch. And Young is out, 1 away.
I got the feeling, and Davey very quiet. He was not a boisterous guy. When he had something to say that he thought was worthwhile, people listened. But he was out to prove people, and I think because of the fact that he and Russell, and Garv too for that matter, changed positions, out to prove everyone says, hey, I can play the infield moving from the outfield. And boy, did he ever.
Brandon Nimmo takes low ball 1.
But when you look at more than just players, what they mean to a ball club, he was a catalyst. He set the tone. He could beat you with the long ball, the extra base hit, the speed. And then on the other side, when he wasn't hitting, he could beat you with a glove.
Stretch and though throw to first base, and Smith dives back safely. Yeah, second most stolen bases ever in Dodger history, only behind Maury Wills. But, in order to do that and to stay healthy and to stay in the lineup together with the same guys for 8.5 years as a base stealer of that magnitude is incredible. Check swing. Did he go? Peel at third. Rackley, the umpire there, said he went.
And I remember is that, Maury Wills used to come to spring training at Dodgertown, and he would go over base running. And when Maury did it, he started his lecture at home plate. He goes, this is where the base running begins. And Davey Lopes paid great attention to Maury Wills.
Ground ball towards second, backhand stab. No, it gets past Freeland out into right center field, fielded by Pages, and the runner, Josh Smith, just kept on going to third on a base hit by Brandon Nimmo. Now the Rangers with runners at the corners and one out. It looked like Freeland was going to get to that baseball. It just went under his glove. Might have clipped part of it on the way by. 2 on, 1 out. Wyatt Langford, the left fielder, up. He's 0 for 1. Bounced out to Freddie Freeman at first, his first time up. Right side of the infield wide open for the right-handed hitter. Pitch from Glasnow, swung on line right to Kim. He'll grab it, check the runners, they both get back. Sung Kim snares that one for out number 2. When you had a guy like Davey Lopes who could be a catalyst, when he got on first base, you're probably just wondering, okay, which pitch is he running on, right?
Exactly. And the other part, too, is the way the lineup was constructed. He had Bill Russell, just a marvelous contact hitter, batting behind him. So, the hit and run played. Bill put the ball into play, and Lopes, all of a sudden, you could get first and third or the first 2 batters in the game.
Corey Seager takes inside for a ball.
But for Lopes, 4 consecutive All-Star teams. What gets overlooked is the fact that he won a Gold Glove, which is really a rare accomplishment. You've changed positions from the outfield to the infield.
Seager pops it foul out of play to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it was Monty Baskell, who was the infield coach for the Dodgers, along with some other coaches and Tommy Lasorda as well, really responsible for saying, hey, look, we have a need of infielders. We have a surplus of outfielders, and we have a couple of guys that we feel can make the transition.
1-1 curveball, a little high, 2-1.
It sounds familiar. He's on the injured list right now, but I've been saying is that Mookie Betts, for a while, if you look at last year, we're saying, well, he's an outfielder playing shortstop. Well, he's no longer an outfielder playing shortstop. He's a shortstop.
A really good one. Stretch runner takes a big break from first base. That was Nimmo, but he didn't go. And Seager swings and fouls it off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Noticed Mookie out on the field today. He got short, and he was working with first base coach Chris Woodward's son, who was taking ground balls. And he was giving him some pointers at short. Mookie says he feels really good right now, by the way. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt. And I'll fill it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Corey Seager.
I know that second night in Toronto after the ball game, talked with Mookie on the elevator, and I said, so, how you feeling? And he goes, I've had an oblique on the opposite side years ago. He goes, this is nowhere close to what it was then. He said, I'm confident. Not going to take a long time.
Nimmo runs from first. Ball swung on, hit well to left center. This one's way back, and it's out of here. It's about a quarter of the way up the pavilion, and Corey Seager has hit a 3-run home run to give the Rangers a 3-1 lead. For Seager, his 4th home run of the season. And now 10 runs batted in for the former Dodger shortstop. All right, 2 outs, a 3-2 count. And he hit the fastball. That was left up, out, and over, and Seager didn't miss it. Rangers jump out to the lead. Pages knew it right away. The Dodgers center fielder took a few steps and then didn't want to waste any more energy. He just stopped. Jake Berger is the batter with 2 down and the base is clear. comes a 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hard ground ball to third. Playing the in-between hop, Max Muncy throws on to first to get him. So the 3-run homer by Seager flips the score, and we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Texas 3 and the Dodgers 1.
You've waited all year for baseball, and it's finally here. Now get ready for big league winning when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $200 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. Signing up for the Players.
Up the middle, but what a pick by Cronenworth. He'll touch second, fired at first. The DP, you can hit it anywhere, but you can't hit it into the crowd zone.
He'll bounce it over deep in the hole, short. Backhanded by Wilson. Jumped over to first. They got him! Unbelievable! Corks it to deep right field. Wood goes back. Goodbye. Ohtani finds it. His first extra base hit of the year. His first RBIs.
That one is driven to left field and deep, going back. Bellinger. And he makes the play. Oh, he hit him first.
Left center field. Carrying and in the gap. Connor Griffin into second. Runner waved. Here's the throw.
A teenager has doubled in a run in his first plate appearance in the major leagues.
Well, this is the World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher. I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
I saw his son last week over in Las Vegas with the Oklahoma City club the day he got called up. He swings and fouls this one off the catcher, Danny Jansen. Saw him before the game. Talked to him. I said, I hear you have a flight tonight. And he looked at me kind of surprised, like, how did you know that? I said, I know some things. Yeah.
Connections.
But he was headed to the airport. He worked out in the afternoon over at the Las Vegas ballpark. But he'd been playing very well for the Oklahoma City club. 0-2 pitch, and that's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ohtani's on deck, then Kyle Tucker. A good opportunity for him to get at bats at the big league level right now. Line by Rocker in the 1-2. And Kim slaps it foul and out of play to the left. I talked to the manager, too, of Oklahoma City, Scott Hennessy, about his son's strike zone. I said, how has he been managing his strike zone? He said, much better, very well, it seemed. As we saw him in spring training, and there were some at-bats, you wondered if he had a strike zone, but he's really corralled that. Takes one outside here, and it makes the count 2-2.
Especially in the breaking stuff.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Ha-Seong Kim. Rocker peering in. Now the overhead wind, the kick, the delivery. Swung on, lifted foul out of play to the left. At AM/PM, when the Dodgers steal a base at home, you score a free Dodger dog and any 16-ounce Coca-Cola. Redeem your free feast in the AM/PM app. Let's play ball. AM/PM. Too much good stuff. 2-2, wave and a miss, and a ball down and in, a slider. He strikes out. And there's 1 down for the Dodgers in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's a breaking ball. And that's the area that has caused him problems. The ball is down and in from a right-handed batter. He just commits so early at times that he's already committed.
Kumar Rocker has struck out the first batter in each of the first 3 innings, including Ohtani first time up. He got him on a sinker. Second time around, Ohtani fouls one back behind him. Shohei has been on base in 43 straight games. That is not a Dodger record, but it's approaching one. 0-1 pitch. He swings. It's a hard ground ball on 2 hops to Josh Smith at second base. Smith stays in front of it and gets up and throws him out. So 2 down.
Well, we've seen the Dodgers sport their new gold jerseys and caps during the opening ceremonies commemorating their World Series title. So you can head to MLBshop.com to score the same ones. Plus, check out the largest selection of authentic gear. From dugout to your doorstep, grab official Dodger merchandise just like the players wear. You can do it at MLBshop.com.
Kyle Tucker bounced out back to Rocker in the first. 2 down, bases empty. Rocker's pitch swung on and hammered foul on the ground past first. Strike 1 to Kyle Tucker. Kumar Rocker, by the way, is the son of Tracy Rocker, who was an excellent football player in the SEC at Auburn. He won both the Lombardi Award and the Outland Trophy, the only SEC player to ever do that. Pitches down low, then ended up in the NFL for 4 years with Washington. For the last 30, he has been a defensive line coach with 6 different SEC football teams. His dad has a rich and long history in the National Football League and in college football. Pitch goes inside, back to the backstop, off the glove of Jansen. Rocker gets a new baseball, and he'll wait for Tucker to get in the left-hand batter's box. 2-ball, 1-strike offer from Rocker. And this one is belted down the first base line. Called foul. And Tucker's looking back to the dugout. That one might be eligible for a challenge if the Dodgers want to challenge it, because it was hit right at the base umpire. And Dave Roberts looking at Danny Lehman, who's on the phone in the dugout, back to the video room. And they're not going to challenge. It must not have hit the white paint on the grass beyond first base. Nestor Seja, the first base umpire, making the call. So you can't challenge fair or foul down to the base, first or third, but if it's hit right at the umpire, meaning the umpire has to sidestep to get out of the way, then you can challenge. Here is a 2-2 pitch from Kumar Rocker. And Tucker taps a foul past first. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the back-to-back world champion Los Angeles Dodgers audio network. Into the wind is Rocker in the 2-2 pitch. And Tucker could not check his swing, called out at third on an appeal. David Rackley, the third base umpire, rings him up. Strikeout number 4 comes on a slider in the dirt. And the Dodgers gone in order in the bottom of the third inning. We go to the fourth. It's Texas 3 and the Dodgers 1.
Hi, I'm Teoscar Hernandez. As a parent, I know that being present makes all the difference. I have 3 young sons, and I learned that kids don't just hear our words, they feel them too.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Men of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain. Would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai Cubs.
These are Thai Cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Hitter from the right side. The pitch, check swing, foul ball over by the on-deck circle. 0-1 to Andrew McCutchen. I think a lot of folks from Pittsburgh were surprised that he was not re-signed by the Pirates. He's getting late in his career. He'll be the last one to wear that number 22 in Pittsburgh. Swing, and that's a strike. At a sinker from Glasnow. But when they signed Antonio Osuna, that kind of was the writing on the wall. They didn't need the extra outfielder. And that's where McCutchen was going to be this year if he had signed with them. Pitch outside, and it's now 1-2. McCutchen changed his number this year to 4. Of course, he's been 22 the majority of his career, so 2 + 2 = 4. I know you did something like that when you came from the Cubs over here. 1-2. That's outside.
It had been 7. Steve Yeager had number 7, so I asked Nobi Kawano, the equipment manager, how about a Sesame Street 7? A 1 and a 6 put together? Yeah, 7.
There you go. And now you know the rest of the story. Here's the 2-2 pitch. McCutchen swings and fouls it back.
Well, sometimes you have numbers as a player. You can maybe even go back to Little League. Many players have jewelry made with a certain number.
2-2. McCutchen swings and strikes out. Strikeout number 4 and the first non-curveball strikeout. That one came on the fastball.
Number 32, Evan Carter.
Center fielder Evan Carter walked, stole second, and was stranded in the second. Pitch on the way to Carter, left-handed hitter. That's in the dirt. That was the curve. 1 ball and no strikes. You know, it is a funny game when it comes to numbers because you've got a lot of players that, you know, demand a certain number, want to have a certain number, and then you got other guys who don't care. They're just happy to have a uniform.
Some are superstitious.
Yeah, strike call to Carter. One ball and 1 strike to the Rangers center fielder. 1 out, nobody on. Stretching the pitch. And it's fouled away to the left. When you first came up with the A's, what was your number? You didn't have the number that you...
28.
28, right? And then you got another number, 7. Those classic old vests. Sleeveless uniform. Swing and a miss. Good curve. And way out in front was Carter. 5th strikeout now for Glasnow. Danny Jansen, the catcher. He struck out on a Glasnow curveball in the second inning. Pitch on the way, and that is in there for a strike. I mean, certain guys want certain numbers, and they'll do anything to get it. Take Shohei Ohtani, for example. He gave Joe Kelly and his wife a Porsche for the number 17. And Joe was like, yeah, here, take it. Take it fast. 0-1. That's off the glove of Smith back to the backstop.
Yeah, well, that's when Kelly should have asked around and said, well, is there any other number that people are asking for? Give me that one, and maybe we can work out a deal.
Kelly's wife, Ashley, probably, I don't know if she lets Joe drive the Porsche. I think she's the one who drives it.
Last time that we heard anything, the answer to that was no.
Yeah, right. 2 balls and 1 strike to Danny Jansen. Right-handed batter. Works the bat back and forth now. Brings it back over his right shoulder. Here comes the 2-1. It's outside, 3-1. Hiroki Sasaki got number 11 from Miguel Rojas. Gave him some real high-end sake in the glasses, too. There's a line drive, left field, a base hit for Jansen. Backhanded by the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Solid throw in, holds him to a long single. It's the fourth hit for the Rangers. 2 outs, a runner aboard, Josh Smith. He has one of those 4 hits. Singled and came around on the Corey Seager home run in the third. 3 runs, 4 hits for Texas, 1 run, 2 hits for the Dodgers. This ball is swung on by Smith, popped up, foul ground, third base side. Right there is Max Muncy on the grass. In between the infield diamond and the warning path, he makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. No Dodger errors. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rangers 3, Dodgers 1.
Under the bright lights, every pitch matters. And every moment deserves something legendary.
Back-to-back champions.
From the first pitch to the final out, bring home a taste.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
Dude, I'm only leaving a cow. I'm grabbing onto one of Cecil's legs, holding on for dear life. If it gets any tougher,
Guarantee you Cecil's not going anyplace. And Senko towering pop-up. This ought to be interesting. It's coming back toward first base. Fielder can't get it.
This is actually maybe the first time that I recall they're going to call a game on the wind.
Well, they're going to stop it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give the 10 down pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight.
Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
The 1 lead. Corey Seager's 3-run home run in the third, the difference. All 4 hits for Texas have come off the Tyler Glasnow fastball. Now Will Smith is 0 for 1. He popped up to the first baseman, Jake Berger, to win the bottom of the first. Now the right-hander Rocker sends a pitch home. It's up and in, ball 1. And ball and no strikes to Will. Freeman on deck. And the 1-0 kick in the pitch. It's in for a strike. For a sinker. Bottom of the 4th inning, presented by Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. Visit uniqlo.com/US. Now a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at the slider. 51 pitches so far for Kumar Rocker. Right-hander, 6'5", goes 245. Towing the first base side of the rubber, he winds, kicks, and deals the 1-2, and that is strike 3. Will Newitt, two-seam fastball, caught tons of plate. He strikes out looking. 5th strikeout for Rocker.
Well, friends, looking ahead, you can celebrate Healthcare Appreciation Night on Tuesday. That's when the New York Mets come into town. So purchase a special ticket package for a Dodger-themed healthcare jacket. Come out and join us. Dodgers.com/promotions.
Freeman struck out on a sinker his first time up. And he sees one on the outside corner for a strike. That was a slider. Saw Freddie's dad earlier today. He's here in the ballpark again. 0-1. Swing and a fisted foul ball over the third base dugout up into the box seats. 0-2 to Freddie. He continues to pile up the doubles. 551 career doubles. He's 32nd all time. Pitch bounces at the plate and kicks off of the catcher Jansen over by the Dodger on deck circle. 1-2 the count. Young playing shortstop. He's the third baseman. That whole side of the infield wide open for Freeman. Corey Seager really shading the middle in a 1-2 pitch. And it swung on, popped up, shallow left near the line, running after it. Langford still coming in. He'll reach up and make the catch. 2 gone for the Dodgers in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes Max Muncy.
The home run by Muncy. The Dodger bats have been rather quiet.
So Muncy now tied for 6th in all-time Dodger history in home runs with 211. He and Steve Garvey. Next up is Ron Say, 228. Roy Campanella is 4th, 242. Eric Karros 3rd, but tops in the LA era. And Muncy hits a high drive deep to left field. This ball back, it is gone! He's done it again! Max Muncy with a 2-home run night. It's a 1-run ball game, 3-2. Muncy going oppo. He put that one in the same place. He put his game-winning home run in Game 3 of the 2018 World Series. Almost the exact same spot.
I believe I said back in the second inning he's getting closer and closer. Well, it looks like he's arrived. Daniels Jewelers, proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond. So visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball. Free baseball bracelet waiting for you, along with $50 off a $99 coupon.
Well, he's now pushed Steve Garvey into 7th all time. Max all alone. He's just passed Garvey, 212 home runs as a Dodger. And it's the 20th time in his career he's had a multi-home run game. And now Teoscar Hernandez hits one in the air to slight right center field. After it is Evan Carter. He'll track it down for the out. Dodgers get a run on the home run by Muncy. And after 4 full, it's the Rangers 3, Dodgers 2.
I met my husband at a Dodgers game. He was a lifelong fan, so cheering for the team was part of the deal. And I was all in. All our milestone dates have been at games. We had a Dodgers themed wedding. Our kids are fans. We even used some...
Bonds going after it, and a fan came lurching out of the stands.
Bonds shakes his hand and now goes back to his position.
Nixon heading over towards the corner, and the pole of the play. And so fired up, he's going to take care of that guy's bevy.
I'm going to guess that we'll see that play again and again and again.
Line shot that is caught by Jose Nieves. It hit his glove, it hit his head, and the ball bounced back in his glove. The tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
3 home runs in the game, 1 by Corey Seager, 2 by Max Muncy. And you'd figure the team with 2 home runs might be the team in the lead, but that's not the case here tonight. Seager's a 3-run home run, and Muncy has 2 solo shots. 0-1 to Josh Young. 182 hitter, takes low. We're rattling off the home run leaders in Dodger history. That includes the entire franchise history. You want to go just L.A., you can do that. Eric Karros would be your all-time leader. There's a shot to second. Leaping grab by Freeland as he moved hard to his left. And he retires Young for the first out of the Ranger 5th. But the leader all-time is Duke Snider. 389 home runs. Gil Hodges second. 361, the top 2 Hall of Famers. Brandon Nimmo, 3rd time up. Pitch from Glasnow, inside ball 1. And when you look under Muncy and now Garvey, Matt Kemp, 8th all time, 203. Carl Furillo with 192, and Mike Piazza with 177, including 1 on the roof. One ball and no strikes to Brandon Nimmo. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. A slider by him. And a 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss with a curveball down and in. And Nimmo right over the top. Nimmo 1 for 2 tonight. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Struck out looking at a Glasnow curveball in the 1st.
It's another game for Glasnow. That curveball has really been big for him.
He throws another there. That's too low. Check swing by Nimmo. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I didn't see Rick Monday in that top 10 list. That must have fallen off there somehow. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Popped up. Shallow left. Foul ground. Muncy by the line will call for it. Right on the warning track where the grass and the track come together. And he'll make the catch for the out. 2 down. So you hit yours when they really counted.
Well, a lot of people do that when you're winning games.
Here's Wyatt Langford, left fielder. That's up and in. One ball and no strikes to the Rangers left fielder, who's 0 for 2. Glasnow. His 80th pitch of the game, and it's there for a strike, a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pages straightaway center. Freeland shading the middle of the infield. And the pitch. This one's belted hard and pulled foul. Now that definitely had home run distance. Get up into the loge section, but well to the left of the foul pole. One and 2. The pitch from Glasnow. Low and outside, 2-2. Dodgers coming off a 5-1 road trip, 6-game homestand before they leave for Colorado and San Francisco. Mets coming in after Texas. Pitch swung on, hit in the air to left and deep. Back toward the Dodger bullpen. On the track, it's Teoscar. He leaps and it's gone. It's over the gate and into the bullpen for a home run for Wyatt Langford. That is going to be his first of the season. It's now 4-2, Texas.
Well, Langford, they really like the defense, and they're hoping that, the offense is going to get going. Well, he's got it going tonight. Last time up, he lined out to shortstop. Well, nothing stopped this one.
It was the curveball.
Yeah, but not one of the best.
No, that hung right over the middle of the plate. Now Corey Seager fouls one off a foot and it rolls out toward shortstop. For Seager, the 3-run homer in the third took a 1-0 Dodger lead, made it a 3-1 Texas lead. And it's his second home run in 2 career games in this ballpark as a visitor. But while a Dodger, he had 61 home runs here. 0-1 pitch to Corey. He'll wave and miss with the slider. 0-2 to Seager.
Home run really goes against the numbers or Glass now the last 3 years. With 2 strikes against him, the lowest batting average of any starting pitcher. Just a 102 average.
0-2 pitch. Looked pretty good, but called the ball. Must have been a little low. Smith did not challenge, so take Will's word for it. Scratching the 1-2 pitch. And that is the curveball inside. 2-2. I think that's going to be an unintended consequence or maybe a byproduct of the ABS, though, Mose. We're seeing Will Smith be so consistent with it. Next offer is low, 3-2 to Seager. That if he goes to the helmet with his hand to challenge, you're starting to think it's automatically going to get turned over. Payoff pitch from Glasnow. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him to go over the top of the slider. So Seager is out. 1 run on the home run by Langford. And at the end of 4.5, it's the Rangers 4, Dodgers 2.
Hey, LA baseball fans, get ready to score an unbeatable deal from Daniel's Jewelers. To celebrate the season...
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
He's getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
With a 4-2 lead. First pitch from Kumar Rocker is a slider in the dirt. Swung on and missed. That's a rare chase on that slider down and away by Pages. We've seen him lay off that pitch a lot more as he continues to mature as a hitter. His first year up in the big leagues, he went after that pitch quite a bit. 0-1 on the way. And that's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When he first came up, he was more inside oriented. He had not really established an outside boundary of where the strike zone was located.
1 ball, 1 strike to Andy Pages. Alex Freeland and Hesung Kim. 7-8-9 due up for the Dodgers, who are trailing by 2 runs here in Game 1 of this interleague series. Pitch inside to Andy, 2-1. Rocker's been throwing a lot more sliders so far this year. He used to throw more of a curve, kind of threw that one away, but He's used the changeup quite a bit, too, this season so far. Hasn't used it a lot tonight. Delivers ball 3 low to Pages. 3-1. Pretty much fastball, cutter, slider, change. That's the routine for Kumar Rocker. Into the wind, the kick, the 3-1 pitch. And Andy swings at the sinker and misses. 3-2. Rocker in good shape pitch-wise, just at 64 right now. 3-2 pitch. And that's low ball 4, and the Dodgers have a base runner. Leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That did not expand the strike zone.
Alex Freeland coming up now. Well, for the Rangers, new skipper in the dugout this year, but he's certainly got a lot of experience. He got that in Miami. Played for the Dodgers in 2013. Skip Schumacher. Young, the third baseman, weighing on the grass for Freeland, batting left-handed. Young plays for the bunt. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. The one thing about Schumacher that a lot of Dodger fans should know is that of the 3,052 strikeouts from Clayton Kershaw, the very first one was Skip Schumacher. 1-0 is up and in. There was a game when Kershaw debuted and Schumacher was with the Cardinals at the time. And Kershaw struck him out to start the game. Danny Jansen, the catcher for the Rangers, goes out and pays a visit to his pitcher, Kumar Rocker. This mound visit brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice. The first of 3,052 strikeouts is managing the Texas Rangers. And remember when Ohtani had his 50-50 game in Miami, Schumacher was the manager there. And really want to, we tipped our cap then. We'll do it now. There's a ground ball left side that's going to sneak through into left field, a base hit. Paez is going to rumble for third, and he'll get there. A seeing eye single to the opposite side of the infield for Alex Freeland. And the Dodgers have set up shop first and third and nobody out.
And the way the defense was set up with their positioning, it was tailor-made for Paez to be able to scamper all the way to third base. In fact, when that ball was hit, the shortstop, Seager, broke to the second base bag, which even opened up more territory on the left side of the infield.
Sung Kim, strikeout victim in the third inning, 0 for 1. Dodgers shortstop looking out at Rocker out of the stretch. Pitch swung on, roped down the right side, but pulled foul. He really attacked that first pitch slider down the middle, just above the kneecaps. Young, the third baseman, in on the grass. Paez can get a decent lead down there. And Freeland a good lead at first. Now the stretch. 0-1. That's in the dirt. Inside by the feet of Ha-Seong Kim. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shohei Ohtani is on deck. Nobody out, first and third. Dodgers down 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch from Rocker. And Kim fouls it off a foot, and down he goes. Now he's up. And limping just a bit. Walking it off. Rangers bullpen. Nobody throwing, but some guys moving around down there. It's got him to get up and loosen up.
For base runners, here's a spot. Line drive. Don't get doubled up. Make the ball be through the infield.
Rocker's 1-2. Swung on and well hit to right field toward the corner. It is drifting and it will go foul. And bounce into the seats. Kim will get another pitch. Right fielder Brandon Nimmo chased it as far as he could. And it looks like trying to crack the bat a little bit. He went and got a new bat, did Kim. One ball, 2-strike pitch to his son Kim. And he swings and fouls it off to the left and out of play.
Trying to go away with a fastball. Good job. He even fouling the ball off to see yet another pitch.
Josh Young playing close to the bag at third where Andy Pages gets the lead. And Seager shading the middle. And the pitch low, a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes to his son Kim. So there's a lot of room on that left side of the infield, and Kim does have a tendency to hit the ball the other way. Freeland leads at first. Pages off of third. Nobody out. 2-2. Swung on. That's to left field. It's going to be up in the air and caught by Langford. Tagging from third and scoring, standing up is Andy Pages. Sacrifice fly for his son Kim. It's a 1-run game, 4-3.
Very good at bat. He did not try to pull that pitch. He went with it. The Dodgers will trade an out for a run.
1-out runner at first, but here's Ohtani, who's 0 for 2. You know, Will Smith set the precedent earlier this season when he just had an incredible offensive game on his bobblehead night, which also happened to be his birthday. And it's Ohtani's bobblehead night tonight, commemorating his amazing game in Game 4 of the NLCS. And he had 3 home runs, pitched 6 scoreless innings with 10 strikeouts. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. He's got the tying run at first base, and he represents the go-ahead run at the plate. And many who watch him play regularly would say he's already in scoring position when he stands at home plate.
Third baseman is playing a shallow shortstop.
1 ball, no strike pitch. Ohtani into right field, a base hit. Freeland's going to round second. He's on his way to third. And the Dodgers with 1 out have runners at the corners, and Shohei Ohtani has reached base for the 44th consecutive game. He has tied Hall of Famer Zach Wheat on the Dodger all-time list. Len Kennedy in 1934 went 44 games. He still has 3 more spots to conquer. Ron Say in 1975 reached base in 47 straight. Sean Green in 2000, 53 straight. And the all-time leader, Hall of Famer Duke Snider, 58 straight games in 1954. But now, getting on base for the 44th straight time, that breaks a tie with Ichiro Suzuki, another Hall of Famer, for the longest on-base streak by a Japanese-born player. Well, Texas wants to have a meeting on the mound, and left-hander Jalen Beeks starts to warm for the Rangers in the bullpen.
Now, let's oversimplify this spot right here. For Kyle Tucker, who went down swinging on a check swing on a low slider last time up. His first time up, bounced back to the pitcher. Here's the spot, too. Keep the ball off the ground. Trying to avoid the double play, which would end the inning.
Tying run at third, go-ahead runs at first, and Tucker 0 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher, Kumar Rocker in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third. Rocker will throw his 78th pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 1. And notice as he's gone along, Mo, later in his outing here, the first pitch has not been a strike. It's been a ball more often.
And he's been hoping that Dodger hitters would expand the strike zone and offer those pitches out of his zone.
Runners off the corners, 1 out. 1-0 pitch to Tucker. He takes low and in. It's 2-0. The Dodgers right now, this early portion of the season, after 12 games, lead Major League Baseball in runs per game at 6.25. Next offer, the 2-0, is in the dirt. A check swing, appeal down to third base umpire David Rackley. Says he didn't go, so now it goes to 3-0. And Rocker is a pitch away from loading up the bases for Will Smith. 4-3, Texas with the lead, bottom of the 5th. 2 on, 1 out. 3-0 pitch to Kyle Tucker from Rocker. And he'll let it go low, ball 4, and the bases are full of Dodgers. Puts the go-ahead run in scoring position with Ohtani moving over to second base. Will Smith with the bases full and 1 out. A chance to tie this ball game at least. Kumar Rocker delivers, and Will takes high ball 1. 5 straight balls thrown by the Rangers starter. Dodgers had 3 total base runners over the first 4 innings. And they've got 4 here in the 5th. Will hits a ground ball to third. Young will step on the bag. He'll throw across to first for the double play. In a bases loaded 1-out situation, the Dodgers come up empty, but not totally in the inning. They do get a run on 2 hits, and they leave 2 men. And at the end of 5, heading to the 6th, it's the Rangers 4, Dodgers 3.
To win on the field, it takes a singular focus. One team working together to claim victory.
Dom Canzone will lead off for the Mariners. Canzone, deep left. You can't forget about it. Dom Canzone strikes twice on opening night.
Yeah, just an easy 109 exit off the bat from Dom Canzone. 93 down and in. Crushes this ball. Same spot, right center.
Multi-homer game for Canzone. A 1-run game now at the bottom of the 7th. Left line on the home run ball, huh?
Hey, it's Alertus Gurriel Dawn.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newtbar fan.
What a present for Mom.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah.
And then just shot putting it. There's nobody on base. There's a little debate for Domo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Tim Everett with you. Wayne McDonald in the booth as well here at Uniqlo Field at Dodgers Stadium. We start the 6th. And Jake Berger to lead off. Jake Berger turning 30 years old today. Right-handed hitting first baseman. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a tapper foul. Berger is 0 for 2. Flying to center and grounded to third.
Get that one off the back right foot. Hobbling around a little bit.
You talk about superstitions in baseball. A lot of guys have them. Berger's got one. Pretty interesting. He will not get dressed without putting his left sock on first. Got to do that. Or who knows what might happen. Pitch. Swings and misses. It's 1-2.
Can it play to his left shoe also?
Well, the sock is important. Fly ball, center field, drifting over toward left center is Pages. He'll reach up and make the catch. Well, I would imagine it probably goes, left sock, left shoe, right shoe. Just a guess. Some of the real important pieces of information we have to pass on. 1 out. And here is Andrew McCutcheon. McCutchen facing Glasnow, former teammates at one point in Pittsburgh. Swing and a miss. Glasnow started him with a slider. Pittsburgh won today. They beat the Cubs. Interesting game, too. It was at Wrigley Field, 0-1. And a pitch on the corner. Shota Imanaga had 6 no-hit innings in that game. Threw 100 pitches, so, you know, the way it is today, you got to get him out of the game. So they did. A check swing, and that's going to stay a check swing. 1-2 to McCutchen. And the relief pitcher the Cubs brought in, first batter he faced, base hit. There goes the no-hitter. Next batter, Brian Reynolds, a home run. 2-0. And that's how it would finish up. After being no-hit for 6 innings and dominated by Imanaga, Pirates couldn't wait for him to get out of the game, and as soon as he did, they took advantage. 1-2. A breaking ball that might have caught part of the plate, maybe not. Left-hander Robert Garcia is now throwing for Texas. 2-2 pitch. And could he hold up? No, he couldn't. He could not hold the swing. Appeal down to first base umpire Nestor Ceja. And McCutchen is rung up on strikes for the 3rd time. That was the fastball at 96. He just couldn't lay off. 7 strikeouts now for Glasnow. Center fielder Evan Carter, the batter. 0 for 1 with a walk. Struck out on a Glasnow curveball in the 4th inning. This will be the 99th pitch for Tyler. It's drilled in there for a strike. Dodgers now have Alex Vesia warming in their bullpen. Top of the 6th inning, 4-3 Texas. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air toward left field. Down the line it goes, and underneath it is Teoscar Hernandez toward the corner. He'll make the catch. And Glasnow twirls a clean top of the 6th. 1-2-3 go the Rangers. Home half of the 6th coming up. Dodgers down a run. It's Texas 4, the Dodgers 3.
Always trying to find that perfect fit? The perfect certified pre-owned truck or SUV? Well, on FordBlueAdvantage.com, you can find a certified pre-owned SUV or truck with all the benefits you get at your Southern California.
So these is MLB Network Talent Stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lauren Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
It's Teoscar Hernandez, who has not had much success in his career against Dylan Cease. So we'll see what Cease changed it to. He changed it to a fastball, and he blows him away.
There's the fingers across the seams this time. Stays a little bit more true, might get a little bit more life on that pitch as opposed to the sinker that ran in on Hernandez.
And he got him. A fastball up and in, and he gets Ohtani swinging. 5 strikeouts through 3 scoreless innings. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss to get him. 2 down. And now a swing and a miss to get him for strikeout number 7.
Couple sliders back to back down, and then you come up with a heater. He kind of missed his spot a little bit, but it'll certainly work at that velocity.
Great job getting out of that by Cease.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
To face left-handed reliever Robert Garcia. Kumar Rocker goes 5, gives up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 5. 83 pitches, 49 for strikes. And Garcia makes his 6th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 2.25 earned run average. Opponents hitting 154 against him. Pitching change brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch to Freeman from Garcia's outside for a ball. Freddie is 0 for 2. Strikeout victim. He's also flied to left. Pitch, and it's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia ready to throw. The left-hander set at the belt. Kicks, fires, and Freddie swings, fouls it back. New left fielder in the ball game for Texas. It is Ezekiel Duran. Wyatt Langford had to come out. He had some tightness in his right quad, so he's left the ball game. And now Duran in left. 2-1 pitch. Freddie swings and misses at the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garcia last pitched Monday. And a scoreless 8th against Seattle. Rangers coming off a 3-game sweep over the Mariners. Next offers low 3-2. Mariners off to a rough start. It's a team that's probably going to catch up with themselves at some point in time. They are leading Houston right now 5-3, top of the 6th. 3-2, that's low ball 4. Leadoff walk for Freeman and the tying run aboard. And Max Muncy coming up, 2 home runs tonight. His 20th career multi-home run game. 212 home runs as a Dodger. He's got 1 career 3 home run game. It was 2 seasons ago on the 4th of May against the Atlanta Braves. Left on left. This is why Garcia's in the game to face the 2 lefties who are going to lead off. But Garcia walks Freeman and now delivers ball 1 on a slider down and away.
You see the left side of the infield playing to pull again. The third baseman, Young, really playing at a shallow shortstop position.
1-0 is over the plate for a strike. Last Dodger to have a 3 home run game in the regular season. Not in the playoffs. We know that Ohtani did that, game 4. There's a ground ball hit towards second. Right there is Smith. He goes to Seager. 1 back to first, too late. Just a slow developing play by the Rangers middle infielders. And Muncy beats it out. So Freeman is forced out 4-6. And Muncy is aboard with 1 down for Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, planning ahead, join us anytime. How about next Wednesday? Why? Well, the Mets are in 40,000 fans. The first 40,000 will receive a Jackie Robinson jersey in commemoration of the first Dodger championship in 1955, presented by UCLA Health. So visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
First pitch from the lefty Garcia. And Teoscar swings and misses. Want to finish the note on the last regular season 3 home run game. You got to go back to the 50-50 game on the 19th of September in 2024 in Miami on a Thursday afternoon. Ohtani did it. We were talking about Skip Schumacher, who was the manager of the Marlins then, now the Rangers manager, and why we tipped our cap to him. He could have easily walked Ohtani late in that game, or at certain points in that game, but the score kind of got away. I think the Dodgers put 20 runs up that day or something. There's a shot in the left field and a base hit. Once he'll stop at second base, and Teoscar is aboard. So first and second and 1 out, and here comes Andy Pages. But in that game, you got to remember, and it's still a home run, obviously, but he hit it off a position player. Vidal Brujan was the pitcher when Ohtani hit his 3rd home run. I thought he was going to put it through the wall over the stands in right field. It was hit so hard, but Skip Schumacher said, hey, look, we got to play this game the right way. Let him hit. And Ohtani ended up with 10 RBIs that afternoon. One of the greatest single-game efforts in baseball history. Stretch by Garcia. Checks the runners. Pitch home to Pages. Inside ball 1.
Ohtani in that game had a good week that night.
Yeah, he came close to hitting for the cycle, too. Remember, he got thrown out at 3rd. There's a 1-0 pitch to Pages. And that is a strike call, a little late strike call from home plate umpire Chris Guccione. The crew chief. 4 runs, 5 hits for Texas, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 2 on, 1 out, 1-1 pitch. Below the knees for a ball with a 4-seamer at 94. You look at the bullpen for the Rangers right now with their numbers. They've got the number 1 ERA in the American League, number 2 in baseball so far. 155 is that ERA. Pitch down low, 3-1. The Dodgers trying to put a dent in that tonight. But they don't have many flamethrowers coming out of that bullpen. You look around baseball, every bullpen seems to have 1 or 2, maybe even 3 guys that could come out and throw triple digits. But the Rangers do not have anybody like that.
Showing to this point, they don't need one like that.
Not yet. Muncy off of second, Hernandez off of first. 3-1. Pages watches a strike go by, and it's 3-2. Garcia towing the rubber on the first base side, presses the glove against his right hip as he looks in, listens for the sign, now checks the runners, comes set. 3-2. Swung on ground ball, right field, down the line, a base hit. Here comes Muncy around third to tie the game. Teoscar Hernandez is going to get waved around as the ball rattled in the right field corner, and the Dodgers have the lead 5-4 on a double by Andy Pages.
And Tim, again, we're seeing Pages with 2 strikes go the opposite way. It was a slider. So he just stayed right on top of the ball and hits it down the line. And for the Dodgers, have the lead back again. But what a piece of hitting by Andy Pages.
4th double of the season for Pages. RBIs 13 and 14 for Andy. He is the club leader in runs batted in. Miguel Rojas on deck. So Miguel's going to come up and hit. Danny Jansen, the catcher, goes out and talks to the left-handed reliever, Robert Garcia. So they'll get Freeland out of the game and Rojas in. Dave Roberts today saying that travel to Venezuela right now for Rojas is going to be very difficult. His family's kind of spread out. And Miguel was trying to get back to Venezuela after the sudden death of his father the other day. But after all's been said and done, he has decided to stay with the club. And now pinch hitting tonight. And a chance to maybe pick up a stake here with Pages, the runner at second base. Garcia looked at him. And Pages got back easily. So this flips things around a little bit in terms of the decision. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Right now, that puts Tyler Glasnow in a position where he is the pitcher of record on the plus side. He's not been lifted from the game yet. He's still in there, technically. The pitch. Swung on, ground ball left side. That's going to get through the hole. Stopped with a backhand by Seager. His throw off the mark. That's a base hit for Miguel Rojas. But he hustled down the line. Ha-Seong Kim is going to go back to the dugout. And Dave Roberts will call upon the right-handed hitting Santiago Espinal. Jalen Beeks back warming in the bullpen for Texas, another lefty.
Spot as a hitter, keep the ball off the ground, avoid the double play.
Jansen goes out and uses the third mound visit. So he'll talk to Garcia about the pinch hitter Espinal. He'll give him a scouting report on it, apparently. Middle infield playing at double play depth as Josh Smith will shade the bag.
Number 21.
Seager will come in off the outfield grass a few steps at short. And Santiago Espinal, great story. Former All-Star with Toronto, played with Cincinnati. Non-roster invite to the Dodgers spring training camp, and he made it. Made it as a non-roster invite. Well, Garcia throws. And showing bunt was Espinal. Pulled the bat back and took a pitch high for ball 1. 5-4 Dodgers. As far as decisions go, Kumar Rocker went from being the pitcher of record to the good to now getting a no decision. Pitch outside, 2-0 to Espinal. Ohtani is on deck. And the pitcher on the mound right now, Garcia on the hook.
Yeah, right side of the infield wide open, especially with Berger holding. Rojas at first.
2-0 pitch. Espinal looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Ball spun in there. Slider at 84. Espinal signed with the Dodgers in mid-February. Signed a minor league deal. Stretch on the 2-1 pitch to him. He swings, fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Santiago Espinal. But all he did in the spring was just keep hitting, and the more he hit, the more he found himself in the lineup. The more he played. 2-2 pitch. He swings, it's a ground ball to second. Smith flips it to Seager. 1, that's on to first, double play. Second double play pulled off by the Rangers, but the Dodgers flipped the score on a 2-run double by Andy Pages. And after 6 innings, it's the Dodgers 5, Texas 4.
LA baseball fans, it's David Vassay. The new season is here, and it's time to get your backyard ready. TimberTech decking combines innovative technology with resilient materials.
We're talking about power. We're talking about bling. This is the stuff that puts people in the seats.
Ruth's adoring fans pitched in to gift a crown fit for the home run king.
How come the fans didn't, put something together for me?
They gave you a nice round of applause.
Good job, Carlos.
That man is 42 years old. I'm only 22. Until that man stay on that mound, nobody going to take me out of this game.
Okay, let me see what I can do about it. Right now, I feel like I can go over there and go placata right now on the field just because I held this bat, Willie Mays. I'm not giving it back to you. You need it back? Okay, you can continue talking.
Right, and you're just going to hold on to it? Yeah.
Hammer and Hank became baseball's all-time home run king.
Hank Aaron flipped the bat, pointed to the outside, and said, "Black it."
Every single Triple Crown winner has been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So it looks pretty good for Miggy. Just saying.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
On the inner right field, Harry Walker in foul territory.
And Walker doesn't know how many outs there were. Offerman will go to third. Walker gave the ball to a fan. He thought that was the third out. I'm surprised Walker remembered to show up tonight. Here's the funny part. He goes back to get it, though. That's what's funny.
Two-run double.
Pitches, exactly 64 of those good for strikes. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change with locations throughout Southern California. Top of the 7th, Dodgers a 5-4 lead now. And the batter is Danny Jansen, the catcher, facing the lefty Vesia. Vesia fires one home high for a ball. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Dwayne McDonald is here. David Vassay will join us in a little while. He'll have the post game. And we're glad you're along with us no matter where you happen to be listening to Dodger baseball. Here's a 1-0 from Vesia, the lefty. He throws it inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Jansen is 1 for 2. Struck out on a Glasnow curveball in the second inning and then had a base hit in the 4th. Pretty good night for Glasnow. Again, 4 earned runs, but 7 punch-outs on 5 hits over 6 solid innings. He is in line for a win if the Dodgers can hold the lead. Strike to Jansen, 2-2. Or 2-1 rather, beg your pardon. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to the right-handed hitting catcher. Stretch. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Andy Pages go-ahead two-run double, the difference in the bottom of the 6th inning. Off of Robert Garcia. And a 2-2 pitch. That is just outside a little bit. A fastball from Vesia. And a full count, 3-2. Vesia out of the stretch. Kicks, fires. Swung on, pulled foul behind him and up into the 3rd deck. This is the 6th appearance for Vesia. Opponents hitting just 118 against him. They are 2 for 17. Right-handers are 1 for 10. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Elevated the fastball. And Jansen swung through, and there's one out.
Elevated fastball just has a lot of ride to it. You know, it's not 100 miles an hour, it's 91, but the placement of that pitch, the hitter just cannot get to it.
Once the end of the grass at third. Rojas at shortstop now with Santiago Espinal at second. And Rojas playing up the middle for Josh Smith. And it's strike 1 to Smith. Shakey's Pizza Parlor, the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game night, it's group night at Shakey's.com. 0-1 pitch coming. Smith fouls it back. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the back-to-back world champion Dodgers audio network. One out, nobody on. The 0-2 pitch to the second baseman, Josh Smith. Elevates the fastball. Smith lays off the high one. 1-2. Down in San Diego, the Padres and Rockies tied at 2, top of the 9th. They went to extras last night before Xander Bogaerts hit a walk-off grand slam. Give the Padres the win in that one. Elevated fastball, swung on, foul tipped into the glove of Will Smith for strike 3. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Alex Vesia.
Third baseman Josh Young.
Elsewhere, we mentioned Seattle leading Houston 5-3, top of the 7th. And in this game, the only ones going on. Everything else final from earlier today. Diamondbacks beat Philadelphia 5-4. San Francisco over Baltimore 6-3. Pitches inside to Josh Young, third baseman. And the Giants are now 6-8. Vesia's 1-0 offer to the right-handed hitter. Inside 2-0. Not the Athletics shutting out the Mets today in New York 4-0. They're playing the Yankees and the Mets back-to-back series. They had a series winner in the Bronx, and now they moved over to Queens, and they're still playing well over there. Yankees, meantime, dropped one to Tampa Bay in the Dome in St. Pete, 5-3. Rays back in their regular home this year. 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4 high. So a 4-pitch walk after 2 strikeouts. And it's nice to see the Rays, back inside on the west coast of Florida. The stadium repaired after the terrible hurricane damage a couple of years ago. And as they repair this one, they're getting plans done for a brand new one. Stay tuned. Brandon Nimmo, the right fielder, looks at strike 1. Four Dodgers lead, top of the 7th inning. 2 down, a man aboard for Texas. Vesia comes set. Left-hander kicks, pours one toward the plate. It is swung on and sliced foul out of plate on the left field side. Dodgers just finished up with the Blue Jays, and they finished off Minnesota today 10-4. The Blue Jays get back in the win column, back-to-back wins after they won the finale of the road series in Toronto. Angels beat Cincinnati 10-2 earlier in Cincinnati. 0-2 pitches high, 1-2. And Detroit shut out Miami 2-0. Outfield swung around a little bit toward the left. Tucker way off the line and right for the left-handed hitting Nimmo. Throw to first base. Runner dives back safely. A lot of interleague games, but it just doesn't have the same meaning, does it? I mean, you don't think about it anymore.
No, not like it used to be.
You just think, hey, they're playing so-and-so tonight. You got to be reminded it's an interleague game now. There's a swing and a miss, a slider away, and Nimmo goes out on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Alex Vesia. They leave a man. Stretch time, middle of the 7th inning at Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. The score, the Dodgers 5, Texas 4.
Experience Funner California, where Harrah's Resort SoCal is home to big league fun. Step up to the plate at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, slide into the swim-up bar, or swing for the fences with the impressive...
You've got to be very careful where you're going because you might not get there. But how exactly can you go from a yogi to a king through perfectos, the old professor, and pine talk? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998. Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
The rule was, can't be more than 18 inches of pine tar. Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
They might be going to call George Brett out. Well, he is. He's out. Yes, sir. He's out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Here's the new pitcher. It is left-hander Jalen Beeks. And Beeks' first pitch is a strike knee high. Beeks works the far left side of the pitching rubber. Makes his 7th appearance for Texas. He's 1-0. Has not allowed an earned run this season over 5 2/3 innings of work. Pitch to Ohtani. He takes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ohtani 1 for 3 in the game. Reached base in 44 straight games, dating back to last season. There's the 1-1. Then Ohtani swings. It's a high fly ball, foul left side. It's going to make the lows. Well out of play. Bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The bullpen for the Rangers you're alluding to, I mean, they've just done a terrific job coming out of the gate.
Ohtani, the 1-2 count, looks at one low and away. Fastball from Beeks.
The Rangers bullpen is the 4th lowest batting average against him. Bullpens in major leagues.
2-2 is low, 3-2.
The leader in that category, the lowest batting average, bullpen. How about a shocker here? Miami Marlins.
They're off to pretty remarkable start, even though they were shut out today by Detroit.
Dodgers are fifth, 201 batting average against. The Rangers, 195, just in front of the Dodgers. Then the Reds and Rays and Marlins.
Ohtani swings, got under it, fouls it right side near the Ranger dugout. It comes back, and backpedaling on the warning track to make the catch is Berger. And Ohtani is out. One gone in the Dodgers' seventh.
That was a big league pop-up.
Yeah, that's a rainmaker right there. Well, that's the kind you used to see in Colorado before the humidor. You'd see one up in the air, it just never would come down. Well, this one finally did. Now Tucker swings, and he fouls one back into the seats. Strike one to Kyle Tucker. And speaking of things that came out of the sky, Artemis 2, that mission completed today off the coast of San Diego. And the Orion spacecraft was recovered. The astronauts okay. An amazing trip, I think, that just captivated many of us around this country, watching them with the lunar flyby and all that. That came to an end today with a successful splashdown. Ohtani's pop-up didn't have three parachutes hanging from it, though. Here's a 1-2. And Tucker looks at it just off the plate outside. But for those of us of a certain age, it just reminded you of the old Apollo missions and the recoveries when the capsule would come back down from outer space. So cool to see that today. There's a ground ball left side. That's a base hit past the timing Josh Young. And Kyle Tucker is aboard for the second time tonight. First time with a hit.
Although they were wrong on the arrival time. They had predicted at 5:07. You and I were watching. It was at, what, 5:07:45?
Yeah, they were just a little off. Shame on them.
Amazing. Right? Just amazing.
Yeah, just that everybody that is involved in that, absolutely incredible. Now the pitch in there to Will Smith, a strike, a cutter from Jalen Beeks. Beeks was a kid from Arkansas, grew up in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. You heard of it? Probably not. Not a big town. Went to one major league game in his life as a kid. Got in the car with his folks, and they drove 5.5 hours to see the Rangers play a home game in Arlington. And it inspired him to want to be a big league pitcher. And finally, he ended up in the Red Sox organization, debuted with them in 2018. Pitch fouled back by Smith. And now here he is in a Ranger uniform, pitching for the team that inspired him when he was just a little kid.
By the way, Prairie Grove, Arkansas, population of 7,045.
More than one stoplight.
Currently at 7,044.
That's right, because he's here. 2-2 to Will Smith. Tucker at first, one out. Dodgers up a run in the seventh, 5-4. Now the pitch. Will hits a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Tucker's going to turn second. He's heading for third. The ball is bobbled in center field by Carter. He'll throw it into second. Keep the force play in order. And Smith with a base hit. The Dodgers, with one out, have runners at first and third.
If the ball is fielded cleanly, Tucker is going to remain at second base. So not played particularly well by Carter. And then he came very close to compounding his mistake. Because then after he bobbled the ball, he went down with the glove only to pick the ball up.
Freddie Freeman is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight.
Two double play balls. Keep the ball off the ground here.
Beats pitch. Freddie swings at a cutter and misses. 0-1. How about a double right here? It'd be nice.
Double's fine. Double play, not so fun.
Not so fun. He's hit a lot more doubles than into double plays. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to third. Young has it. He throws to second. Seager with the turn. It is an around the horn inning double play. That goes 5-6-3. The third double play pulled off by the Rangers when the Dodgers were threatening. 7 innings done. On to the 8th inning at Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. It's the Dodgers 5, the Texas Rangers 4.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the Santa Ynez Valley. Enjoy a vibrant 2-hour drive up the coast to your destination.
In a big-time spot here in the 8th. It's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone! Yelich delivers in the clutch. And he left nothing in the tank.
My God, how far did that go? A bomb.
421 feet away.
My goodness.
Christian Yelich, a 3-run blast.
Hit to right field, backing up Judge, running out of room on the track. Reaches up, and he made the catch.
Over the head of Beavers, walk it off. The Pirates defeat the Orioles, and they've won 4 in a row. Adell's back near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it. Joe Adell robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year. Adell is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Whoa. Joe Adell, what a night.
That is unbelievable. Joe Adell.
Toward the corner. It's Joe Adell again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? Joe Adell with his 3rd home run robbery tonight.
This might be the greatest defensive night by an outfielder ever.
The 8th inning, it's left-hander Tanner Scott. Will face a new hitter here, Ezekiel Duran, who has been in left field since Wyatt Langford left with tightness in his right quad. Now Scott delivers a strike. 5-4, Dodgers protecting a 1-run lead. So a good plan here for the Dodgers would be Scott in the 8th and Diaz in the 9th. 0-1. Duran wave and a miss. 1-2. Good fastball from Tanner Scott. Scott wearing a light blue leather glove tonight. Don't know the rationale, but he'll switch in between a red one and a blue one. Muncy hugging the line down there at third. Here's the pitch. That's high and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, by the way, Mo, an update from San Diego. The Padres walk off the Rockies with a home run for the 2nd straight ball game. Here's a 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. An emphatic punch by the first base umpire, Nestor Ceja, and that is a strikeout for Tanner Scott. 1 away. Yeah, Gavin Sheets hit a 430-foot rocket to right center. He gave the Padres a 5-2 win over the Rockies.
And his action started today. The Dodgers 2.5 in front of both San Diego and Arizona. 3.5 up in Colorado, and the Giants started 4.5 out.
Well, Corey Seager takes a strike. Left on left here. Every game of the 162 matters. There are no throwaways. There's no punting. Swing and a miss. That's the breaking ball. The slider.
Cannot run out the clock.
No balls and 2 strikes. Seager with a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch from Tanner Scott is low and away. Top of the 8th brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The MVP for fun, food, and good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo, good times. Scott's 1-2 pitch to Seager is inside. Seager spins out of the way. 2-2. And now the Rangers with double barrel action in the bullpen. Both right-handers, Luis Curvelo and Jacob Junis, both throwing. Scott's 2-2 offer. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Well, you come inside with a fastball, and then you come back with a slider with movement.
2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Tanner Scott. And Jake Berger up. The base is empty here in the top of the 8th inning. Game 1 of a 3-game set. Tomorrow, Emmett Sheehan will get the start for the Dodgers opposite Jack Leiter. And Berger lines one in the air to right center field, running over to his right and making the catch with a skip is Kyle Tucker. Good inning for Tanner Scott. Retires the side in order, punches out 2. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's the Dodgers 5 and the Rangers 4.
Love that speedy cash. Batter up. Life can throw you curveballs when you least expect it. Don't let a financial emergency strike you out. Step up to the plate with Speedy Cash and get cash on the spot. Visit SpeedyCash.com.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
No, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Family and friends here in attendance. Heating it up for Mason, his 5th game. 4 1/3, 11 strikeouts and only 1 walk. Go right after these Pirate hitters.
Goes after the slider. On 2 strikes to Griffin. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for out number 1 of the 9th inning.
Coming in at 89. Out front, let it rip. Look at the tilt on that.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
With Rick Monday, Tim Everett, Dwayne McDonald, David Bassett. He is just getting ready for the postgame. You want to stay tuned for that. He's got lots of stuff. Anyway, Muncy with 2 home runs tonight. He has scored 3 runs. And he's facing Luis Curvelo, the new pitcher. The best drive of the game is presented by Edmunds. See how much your car is worth at Edmunds.com. The drive of the game, Muncy's 2nd home run. That came off a sinker in the 4th inning. 0-1 to Max Muncy. He'll swing and rip it down to first. It's off the glove of Berger into foul territory. Foot race to the bag, and Muncy wins it as he collides with the pitcher Curvelo. Curvelo goes down. Muncy is up, and Muncy is safe with a base hit.
Curvelo is a little slow getting off of the mound to begin with. The collision, and Max tried to grab Curvelo and kind of soften the collision.
Muncy's been on base 4 times tonight.
As they check out Curvelo, reminder the Dodgers will celebrate Women's Night on Tuesday, April 28th. And that's when the Marlins are in town. So grab your special ticket package and get your exclusive Women's Night quarter zip sweaters presented by UCLA Health. Come on out and join us. Dodgers and Marlins. Check it out at Dodgers.com/promotions.
Curvelo will get a couple of warm-up tosses in, see if he's okay. Tonight's game brought to you by First 5 California. 1 in 3 children are at risk of toxic stress, but there are things parents can do to help. Learn how to overcome it at first5california.com. says he's all right. The Rangers manager Skip Schumacher and crew head back to the first base dugout. And he will now pitch to Teoscar Hernandez, who is 1 for 3. Teoscar singled and scored his last time up in the 6th inning. Right-hander Curvello, who does not throw a curve, by the way. First pitch inside. In fact, last year, 327 pitches he threw in the big leagues. Not one of them was a curveball. Figure a guy named Curvello might have a curve, but he doesn't. 1 ball, no strikes. Stretching the pitch. Yeah, swing and a miss. Edwin Diaz has begun to throw in the Dodger bullpen. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers, 4 runs, 5 hits for Texas. Stretch by Curvello. Kicks, fires, and it's outside and low. 2-1.
Isn't that false advertising? Curvello, and you don't throw a curve?
I would think so.
Although that slider that he just threw has a lot of movement.
Maybe he should be Slider Vello. Throws a ton of those.
Yeah, Slivello.
Strike called, and there's a sinker. And Teoscar wants to challenge that pitch. So he'll use an ABS challenge.
The batter is challenging the call a strike.
And guess who's going to win it?
2-2.
Well, when you have 50,000 plus giving you the answer, that was almost 2 inches outside, 1.9. So this will be a 3-ball, 1-strike count now to
Chris Guccione is the crew chief working the plate tonight. He's been spot on. I mean, these guys are good.
3-1 pitch to Teoscar. Swing and a foul back, 3-2. You know, one thing that ABS has shown us is just how close many of these pitches are. We're talking fractions of an inch, you know, in a lot of cases. And, you know, the umpires in Major League Baseball are the best of the best in the world. And I think instead of looking at it like, oh, boy, he made a mistake, no, look how close they get all the time. 3-2, popped up foul, first base side. Berger drifting with it. It's going to clear the protective netting and go into the seats beyond the first base dugout.
Okay, we've seen the challenge, right? Spring training and so far, early season. And for the Dodgers, this is game number 13. The biggest margin of error has been 2 inches. 2.
If they miss, they don't miss by much. They're very close. 3-2. That swung on, hit well in the air to left center field. It'll be playable for Ezekiel Duran. He'll make the catch, and once he trots back to first base. 1 out for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th.
Center field, number 44.
Just got a text from one of our colleagues, Mo. Former colleague here in L.A., Alana Rizzo.
Yeah, I just got the text.
You get a chuckle out of that?
Yes. She's the best.
Sitting there in the suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts, a 3-hour time difference, listening to us late at night.
You're a good gal.
She said, by that logic, just talking about the Curvello thing, Cutter Crawford better throw a cutter.
Yeah.
It's Cutter with a K. And Paez drills one deep to left center field. This ball's back, and this ball is gone. Over the home run seats, into the pavilion. A 2-run shot for Andy Paez. And the Dodgers lead it 7-4. For Paez, home run number 4 in a 3-hit game for the Dodgers center fielder.
For Andy, he liked National Player of the Week so much last week, he figured, hey, make another down payment for this week. He's driven in 4 tonight. And Daniels Jewelers, proud sponsor, the trip around the diamond. So visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet along with $50 off a $99 coupon.
4 RBIs in the game for Andy Paez. Now leads the Dodgers with 16 of those. Miguel Rojas, 1 for 1. Came in as a pinch hitter and got a base hit in the 6th to take low and away. 396 feet, the distance on the home run for Andy.
By the way, I was thinking right along with Alana. How about Jay Hook?
There's another one. And this one to the gap in right center field. That'll split the outfielders. It'll be cut off by Brandon Nimmo. Rounding first, trying for second as Rojas head for a slide. He's out. Thrown out by Nimmo. Rojas trying to stretch a long single into a double. He tried to swim around Corey Seager's tag, but it was unsuccessful. It will be a base hit, but he is thrown out 9-6. And Santiago Espinal up with 2 men out. The pitch on the way to Espinal, swung on, fouled back. Well, maybe one of the best names for a pitcher, though, might be Early Win. That meant his team was getting some runs for him. There's an 0-1 delivery. And Espinal takes outside. One pitch to Espinal. Slider. He's way out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andy Pages last year had 10 3-hit games. He's got one here tonight. It's his 4th of the season already. And this is just game number 13 on the season. Dave Roberts picked Andy Pages. He was asked by one of the reporters in spring training, late in spring training, who should pick to click this year? Who's a guy that you think's going to really stand out? He didn't hesitate. He said Andy Pages and gave his reasons why. And Andy's not letting his manager down. Espinal hits one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to bounce off the track and into the corner off the wall. It is played by Duran. Around first and into second with a 2-out stand-up double is Santiago Espinal.
Well, a lot of people are happy. Not only Espinal gets the base hit, but Ohtani will get yet another at-bat.
And that's why that's such a key at-bat for Espinal, to get Ohtani up one more time on his bobblehead night. But this time, Skip Schumacher's not going to let him hit. He's going to walk him. So he'll be on base. And the fans letting the Rangers manager hear how they feel about this move, but from a baseball standpoint, it's the move to make. Ohtani goes down and gives the headbutt helmet to helmet to the first base coach, Chris Woodward. And this will bring up Kyle Tucker with 2 on and 2 out. Everybody loves to see Ohtani hit. Except for opposing managers. Swing and a miss. Well, some of them secretly like to see it too. Tucker looks out, swings, hits the ball in the air to shallow left. Duran comes in. He will make the catch. And it's now trumpet time here at Uniqlo Field at Dodgers Stadium, as Edwin Diaz will make his way to the field and try to close this one out. Dodgers a 3-run lead at the end of 8 full. It's the Dodgers 7, the Texas Rangers 4.
Langford, how about this? 80 years, man. 80 years they have been in business serving Southern California. You don't stick around for 8 decades unless you are pretty darn special at what you do, and that is certainly the case for Galpin Ford. #1 Ford dealer in the world, 29 years in a row. They have the inventory, so whatever Ford you are looking for, they have it ready for immediate delivery.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
As someone who grew up
motion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops.
Any relation to Grant?
I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Allen Roden. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
Rays now chasing a 2-1 deficit as Johnny DeLuca comes up.
Hey, there's a shot. Well tagged off the bat of DeLuca. That baby is gone. And the Rays tie this on one swing of the bat from Johnny DeLuca. A rocket shot. Sounded good, looked even better.
That cleared the bullpens and went up into the second deck.
438 feet, longest shot for DeLuca in his career.
Not a smidge of doubt. That ball was absolutely mashed.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Over Texas in game one of this three-game set. Jock Peterson will come on to pitch hit for Andrew McCutchen. So Schumacher going with the left-handed batter. Sixth appearance for Edwin Diaz. He looks for another save. And he starts off Jock with a strike. Jock's hitting 120 this season. Played 7 seasons with the Dodgers. And the pitch on the way. He swings and misses way ahead of the slider from Diaz. And it's 0-2. Peterson way behind in the count. David Vassay got to catch up with Jock Peterson before the game. That was a very welcome reunion. Those guys pals. Here's an 0-2. That's outside, and it's 1-2. Oh, no, a call, strike 3, and Peterson's going to challenge. I thought it was outside.
The batter's challenging the call strike.
We'll see. It was outside. All right.
Call is overturned. Texas has 2 remaining challenges.
Diaz didn't like that baseball because it was 1.3 inches outside, so he takes it and throws it out of the game and gets a new one. 1-2 to Jock Peterson. The pitch swung on, ground ball toward the middle. That's going to sneak through for a base hit. Peterson with a pinch hit single to start the top of the 9th inning.
Turned out to be a very big challenge. As soon as strike 3 gets yet another pitch and gets the base hit.
Top of the 9th, sponsored by Cars for Kids. Ready to donate that old car? Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Friendly agents are standing by to take your donation. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS now. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. And now Carter swings, hits the ball deep to right field. This one back, and this one is gone just over the right field wall. And Evan Carter makes it a 1-run game. It is 7-6. Well, he didn't wait around. First pitch swinging. He got a fastball, and he hammered it to right. And for Carter, that is going to be his first home run of the season.
How big was the home run with a man aboard by Pages in the bottom of the 8th inning? It's just a fastball that started in on the inner third of the plate.
1-run ball game again. And Diaz gets to start over with nobody on and nobody out. First pitch to Danny Jansen is a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch outside corner for a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Edwin Diaz, the Dodgers closer, touched up for a single and a home run here in the 9th. And he slings one in there for a strike. Fastball. 1-2. Espinal playing up the middle. A couple of steps toward left center is the center fielder Pages. Deep at third is Muncy. Pitch swung on and grounded foul off the front of the Dodger dugout. Ball and 2 strikes. 7-6. Dodgers in front by a run. as Diaz stretches and throws. Ball is swung on, popped up in play, back behind home plate. It's going to drift over the netting and bounce in the third or fourth row and jump up into the seats. Ball and 2 strikes to Danny Jansen as the Rangers are down to the bottom part of their order. Diaz 1-2. Tries the slider low and in. Will Smith thinks it's a strike, and he's asking for a challenge for the ABS.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball. Call's overturned. Strike 3.
Wow, that's a strikeout on an overturned ABS challenge that barely clipped the outside corner. Well, when it comes to the ABS, in will we trust?
Well, just a fraction of the baseball. Plate 17 inches wide, but then you've got the width of the baseball to both corners.
It's the 11th correct challenge he's had this season. Now Josh Smith, the second baseman, 1 for 3, takes a strike from Diaz. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball wide of first, foul. 0-2. One out, nobody on. Rojas playing toward the middle. Santiago Espinal heels nearly on the outfield grass at second. Muncy way off the line and deep at third. Pitch swung on, fouled straight back. Threw him a fastball. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and Smith got a piece of it, knocked it back to the screen again. Just a slight breeze blowing from left to right here at Dodger Stadium. Somebody's pulled the shades on the San Gabriels. Can't see anything out there anymore. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up, shallow center. Rojas out. He's backpedaling, reaches up, makes the catch. And the Rangers down to their final out. Number 9 hitter Josh Young, the third baseman, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight.
Third baseman, number 6, Josh Young.
Young, right-handed batter, facing Edwin Diaz. Here is the pitch. Swung on, base hit to left. A slider that went right over the middle. And Young just kind of turned on it, hit it to the glove side of Muncy, stung it pretty well, and settles with a base hit. So now the Rangers have the tying run aboard. They're going to call upon a pinch runner, get Young out of there. And a pinch runner, let's see, is going to be Sam Haggerty.
This has not been the best stuff that we have seen from Edwin Diaz.
Mark Pryor goes out and has a word now with Edwin Diaz. And I say, hey, what's up? But hey, we got Brandon Nimmo at the plate. 1 for 4. Left-handed batter. Struck out on a slider last time up. Struck out twice in the game. Looked at a Tyler Glasnow curveball in the first inning. Glasnow, by the way, the pitcher of record still. 7 strikeouts for Glasnow. Runner at first, 2 men out, top of the 9th. Dodgers up a run. Dodgers are 2-1 in 1-run games this season. The Rangers are 3-1. And the Dodgers looking to become the first team in baseball to get to 10 wins. There goes the runner first to second. Rich outside for a ball, throw down, not in time. And now the tying run is in scoring position as Haggerty steals second base.
Yeah, there was no chance for Will Smith to throw him out. Just a huge jump. And in a critical situation, just really not paying that close attention to a runner.
And now the Dodgers are going to walk Nimmo and put the go-ahead run on base and face the right-handed hitting Ezekiel Duran. Tying run at second. Go-ahead runs at first. 2 down. The Nimmo was intentionally walked. Here is Duran at the plate. He struck out his one and only time up. He loops it into left field. That's a base hit. Coming around third is Haggerty. The throw is going to be late, and Edwin Diaz has a blown save.
Yeah,
it's
blown
7-7.
And he did not back up home plate at all. He just stood on the mound and watched.
Boy, this one is not good.
I mentioned a moment ago, he's not had his good stuff. It seemed a little odd for Nimmo. You walk him. Nimmo had never faced Diaz.
7-7. Corey Seager grounds one foul up the first base side. 0-1 to Seager. A 3-run lead, and Diaz on the mound. You figure you can put that one in the bank, but that's not the case here tonight.
And Seager has faced Diaz twice. He's walked once and then made an out.
And a strike taken on a slider. No balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers, 3, 4, and 5. Smith, Freeman, and Muncy due up in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch. Seager backs up, jackknifes to get out of the way of an inside pitch. 1-2. So Diaz with his first blown save as a Dodger. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Diaz pounds his pitching hand into his glove as he walks off toward the third base dugout. Dodgers will have to do it in walk-off fashion here as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It's the Dodgers 7, Texas 7.
Always trying to find that perfect fit, the perfect certified pre-owned truck or SUV? Well, on FordBlueAdvantage.com, you can find a certified pre-owned SUV or truck with all the benefits.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Will Smith at the plate. 7-7 is the score. Left-hander Jacob Latz comes out of the Ranger bullpen, holds the ball behind his back, now comes set, facing Smith. In a tie game in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch, and that is in there for a strike. For Diaz, in the one inning, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed, 1 walk and struck out 2. And now the decisions will belong to the bullpens. Pitch is in the dirt, and it goes to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike to Will Smith. Smith in his career has 5 walk-off home runs. His first going back to June 1st in 2019 against the Phillies. Had 2 of his 5 last year. Fouls this one away. And it's now a 1-2 count to Smith. Dodgers need to get a runner aboard here. There's a 3-run lead in the top of the ninth, went by the wayside. Evan Carter with a 2-run home run. It was Duran with the big hit. Now a 1-2 pitch. And Will lines one down the left field side. It hooks foul. Ezekiel Duran drove in the tying run. He's now moved in from left field to play third base while Sam Haggerty stays in the game. He pinch ran for Josh Young, and Haggerty is in left field. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Will Smith, the pitch. And he looks at one low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Will has been excellent in close and late situations throughout his career. 2-2. Swings and stays alive. Fouls it back to the screen.
It's been effective because Will Smith has been rather remarkable, the contact that he can make. And trying to make contact right here.
It was a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Will Smith. Will swings and foul tips it into the glove of Danny Jansen for strike 3. And there's 1 out. We've seen Freddie Freeman in some big situations before. Last 2 World Series would be Exhibit A.
If you start to look at Lance also, we go back to last year, lefties have hit just 151 against him. That's the second lowest batting average of relief pitchers in baseball that time.
Freddie does not have a hit. He did reach base in the 6th when he was walked. And the first pitch is a fastball for ball 1. Game 3 of the World Series last year. Bottom of the 18th, he put it over the 395 marker in center field for a game winner. And he'll look at a pitch low, and it's 2-0. And 2 World Series ago, the Grand Slam in Game 1. 2 balls, no strikes to Freddie Freeman. The left-hander Lance kicks, fires, and it's outside and low. He tried a slider that missed. Freeman ahead in the count, 3-0. Max Muncy waiting on deck. He's had a big night. Here comes the 3-0 to Freddie Freeman. Swung on, ripped down the first base line, just foul. It was snared and fouled ground by the first baseman, Berger.
Berger was guarding the line, trying to make sure there's no double hit between himself and the foul line. Very deep in right. Nimmo.
Both bullpens busy right now. Will Klein throwing for the Dodgers. Jacob Junis for the Rangers. Both right-handers. Pitch. And Freeman looks at a ball on the outside corner. That's called a strike. Fastball that grazed the edge of the plate. Count is full to Freeman. 3-2. 1 out, bases empty. 7-7, bottom of the 9th. Payoff pitch. And Freeman swings, and he strikes out. A slider got him. Looked like he lost the handle with one hand. 2 strikeouts for Jacob Latz. And it'll be up to Max Muncy, who has 2 home runs and a base hit tonight. He has scored 4 of the 7 Dodger runs. Latz pitch. Muncy waves and misses at the slider. Max swung the bat like he had some bad intentions there. He wanted to end the game. The 0-1 pitch now to Max. There it is. Check swing, foul ball over the far end of the Dodger dugout. And Max behind on the count 0-2. So far this season in 10 at-bats against left-handed pitching, Muncy hitting .400. Here's the 0-2. He swings, hits a high drive to right field. It's going back. It is gone. A walk-off winner. Max Max Muncy with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Maxwell swinging the silver hammer. His second career 3-home run game. And the Dodgers victorious tonight, 8-7. Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Muncy. 401 feet into the pavilion in right field.
Muncy with a 4-hit night. And I said earlier on in the second inning, I said, hey, the swing's getting better. He's getting close. Well, welcome aboard Max Muncy. And for Daniel's Jewelers, indeed, a proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond. You can visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet, along with $50 off a $99 coupon.
Well, my goodness, what an ending here at the beginning of this homestand. A towering fly ball, light tower power for Max Muncy as he wins it for the Dodgers. As they walk off the Texas Rangers, the Dodgers now 10-3, the Rangers 7-6. Final numbers on the ballgame tonight for the Dodgers: 8 runs, 15 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. For the Rangers, 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. The winning pitcher, Edwin Diaz, he goes to 1-0. Right place, right time for Edwin Diaz following the blown save. Jacob Latz goes to 0-1 with the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 47 minutes in front of a crowd of 53,675 tonight at Dodger Stadium, and they were treated to a good one. It's the 6th career 4-hit game for Max Muncy in a thriller tonight here in Los Angeles. What a ball game.
What a ball game, and for this Dodger ball club, they took the early lead. That was on a home run by Muncy in the second inning with 1 out. Well, Max liked it so much, he put the second run up on the board with a home run his next time up. Fielder's choice, and then a single off the glove of the first baseman Berger. That was in the 8th, but the only gloves that touched it here in the 9th were sitting in the outfield bleachers. But what a comeback from this ball club. Also what a comeback for the Texas Rangers to be able to tie the game in their half of the 9th inning. Tough night for Edwin Diaz. Didn't really have his best stuff anywhere close to it. And really a tough night by Tyler Glasnow, who went 6 very strong innings. So he gave up 4 runs on the 5 hits. Gave up 1 home run. The Dodgers, by the way, final thought. Pages knocked in 4 runs. Had a home run, a double, also had a single and a walk. He was on base all 4 times. But if we look at this Dodger ball club too, Tim, they did not help themselves with the bats at times. They hit into 3 different double plays to end innings, and yet they still prevailed.
3 was the magic number, apparently. Max Muncy is the first Dodger since Shohei Ohtani to have a 3-home run game, period. But the first 3-home run game of the regular season, the last Dodger to do that, Shohei Ohtani, on the 19th of September in 24 at Miami. That was the 50-50 game, the famous 50-50 game. But Muncy took matters into his own hands tonight. And you will be hearing the comments of Max Muncy as David Vassay will be talking to him shortly coming up.
Bring home a taste that's as crisp and precise as the game itself. Asahi Super Dry. When the moment is unforgettable, reach for the beer that delivers a true dry finish every single time. Celebrate the game. Celebrate the moment. Celebrate with Asahi. Asahi Super Dry. Japan's #1 selling beer. Seek what is unique. Please drink responsibly.
The Dodgers just stole second base. That means a free Dodger dog and 16-ounce Coca-Cola with the AM/PM app. Whoa, he's heading straight into an AM/PM. Crazy. There he is walking out with his free snacks and one satisfied grin. Is that legal? Only one way to find out.
When the Dodgers steal a base, dash to the AM/PM app for the deal of the season. AM/PM, too much good stuff. Only 1,000 deals available per game on the AM/PM app for 24 hours through September 27th. Only at participating AM/PM stores while supplies last.
This has been LA Dodgers baseball.
A.B. Smith with a smash in the air to deep left field. This ball is out of here!
We are back-to-back champions!
They understand the assignment. Never take for granted.
They have the greatest player of a generation.
The era of Dodger baseball you're living through.
Like the best player we've ever seen.
Ohtani stays on one!
LA Dodgers baseball has been brought to you by First 5 California, Jacoby and Myers, Justice for You since 1972, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change, Ford Motor Company, and by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Don't miss a moment of world champion Dodgers baseball all season long on the LA Dodgers Audio Network.
Love that speedy cash. Batter up. Life can throw you curveballs when you least expect it. Don't let a financial emergency strike you out. Step up to the plate with Speedy Cash and get cash on the spot. Visit speedycash.com/Grand Slam and get your wallet cheering. Since 1997, Speedy Cash has been helping fans knock their cash worries out of the park. Join our League of Fans and take charge of your financial game plans. Visit speedycash.com/Grand Slam today and get ready to hit a financial grand slam. Don't let unexpected expenses keep you on the bench. Step up with Speedy Cash and take control of your financial game. Speedy Cash, official sponsor of every weekend. Yeah, love that Speedy Cash. Subject to approval, rates, terms, and conditions apply. See associate for details. Company is licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation pursuant to California Deferred Deposit Transaction Law. CalFin code 23000 et sec.
This is the LA Dodgers Audio Network.
We're the Dodgers. We expect to win every year. We plan to win.
The game is in the books.
They have the guts to go for it.
Obviously, Shohei's the greatest player we've ever seen.
But now, Navient Dodgers Clubhouse begins.
This is our journey, our trek.
I mean, the Dodgers should be emulated across baseball.
It's a home run for Ohtani. Oh, it's a big-time show.
Dodgers baseball is brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Asahi Super Dry Beer embodies the refreshing taste of modern Japan. Go beyond the expected.
The Dodgers Dynasty!
And now your host, Dodger Insider David Bassett.
We are live at Dodger Stadium after Max Muncy has a night. 3 home runs, including the walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. He got the Gatorade bath. I'm feeling the ice. 3 sliders, Muncy, in that 9th inning. Were you thinking you were all over that from the first pitch?
I thought I saw the first one pretty good. He made a good pitch on the second one. I check swung. At that point, you're down 2 strikes. He was trying to battle. You're trying to get on base with the guy behind you, and he left one up in the zone, and I was able to take advantage of it.
In Toronto, you told me you were close. Did you find it tonight?
Yeah, the last day in Toronto I thought was really good. I know the results weren't there, but the way my swing felt, I was able to get it, get some good swings off on some good pitches. I felt really, really close. And today there's some results behind it. The unfortunate part about this game is you can't chase the results, even though it is a results-based game. But just trying to stick with the process, and I felt really good tonight. Hopefully we can carry it over tomorrow.
And all part of this 3 home run night, you passed Steve Garvey for the 3rd most home runs in LA Dodger history. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Garvey is an unbelievable player. You look at what he did, in his time here in LA, and that's kind of the standard. You look at how consistent he was for however many years he was here. What was it, 10 plus, 10 straight All-Star games, the Gold Gloves. He's kind of just a Dodger icon. And so, it means a lot to be able to pass him. And, hopefully I can keep moving forward.
You found your family up there, huh?
Absolutely. The newborn was smiling at me.
Thanks a lot for stopping. Congratulations on a big night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Max Muncy, drenched after a Gatorade bath courtesy of Alex Call after a 3-home run night. Muncy scored 5 times tonight to help the Dodgers beat the Rangers 8-7 with a walk-off home run. The Dodgers win. That means Cars for Kids wins too. We're making a donation to Cars for Kids. You should too. Donate your old car today at 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K. When we continue from Dodger Stadium, we'll get to the highlights. It was the Muncy and Pages show as the Dodgers come from behind twice to beat the Rangers 8-7 on the back-to-back World Champion Dodgers Audio Network.
Tim Cates here. There's nothing like the thrill of baseball and the legendary moments that make every inning unforgettable. Pair those rich moments with an ice-cold, crisp Sapporo beer. From first pitch to walk-off wins, Sapporo has you covered with a variety of refreshing lagers, including light and non-alcoholic beers. Celebrating 150 years of Japanese brewing tradition, Sapporo is carefully crafted to be full of flavor. So when it's game time, make the winning call and grab a Sapporo. Sapporo, good with sushi, great with baseball.
Whether you're enjoying the Dodgers on a hot summer day or bundled up for a chilly October night, Navient's got your home comfort covered. Their high-efficiency HVAC systems, heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners deliver powerful performance, year-round comfort, and serious energy savings. Plus, they're whisper quiet and built to last, so you can focus on the game, not your system. Upgrade your comfort with trusted innovation from Navient. Visit NavientInc.com. That's NavientInc.com.
The Dodgers have always meant more than just a team to my family. It started with my dad taking us to games, teaching us the rules, and the joy of cheering in Dodger blue. With my own kids, we bonded over baseball and special moments in blue heaven on earth. We've made Dodger fandom a family tradition.
Bank of America champions Dodger Nation, and everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Copyright 2026, Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Hi, I'm Teoscar Hernandez. As a parent, I know that being present make all the difference. I have 3 young sons, and I learned that kids don't just hear our words, they feel them too. The way we respond in tough moments, the sense of security we provide, it all matters. When we help our kids to feel heard and supported, we help them feel safe and protected. That's why I support First 5 California and their mission to ensure every child has a stronger start in life. Learn more at first5california.com.
All right, class, settle down. Today's lesson is on the Arco Rewards app. Try to stay with me. The fundamentals are simple. Earn at least 5 cents a gallon in rewards, then redeem them later for up to $1 off every gallon. Now here's where it gets complicated. Oh, wait, it doesn't. It's as simple as downloading the Arco Rewards app to get started. Class dismissed.
Savings of up to $1 per gallon redeemable with 20 rewards dollars in your loyalty account at participating locations. Terms and conditions apply.
This ball is gone!
Dodger fans, get to the next game without the stress of driving. Leave your car at home and connect with the Dodger Stadium Express. You can board for free from 2 locations, Union Station and the Harbor Gateway Transit Center. Services begin approximately 2.5 hours before the start of the game and run until 45 minutes after the last out.
And the Dodgers have doubled their lead.
For more information, visit Dodgers.com/transportation.
David Bassett back upstairs inside the Dodgers Clubhouse Show, presented by Navient Tankless Water Heaters. The Dodgers come from behind twice tonight to beat the Rangers after Edwin Diaz blows his first save as a Dodger. The Rangers scored 3 runs in the ninth inning, sparked by a leadoff base hit by Jock Peterson off the bench. The Rangers scored 3 times off Edwin Diaz to tie the score after the Dodgers came from behind in the 6th inning to take the lead. And the Rangers really took advantage of Diaz not having the command of his fastball. And then in the bottom of the 9th inning, Max Muncy with his 3rd home run of the year. Tonight it really was the Muncy and Pages show. Muncy, of course, 4 for 5 tonight with the 3 solo home runs, including the big one to win the game. But Andy Pages continues to be the hottest hitter in baseball. 3 for 3 tonight, was on base all 4 times, drove in 4 runs, doubled, homered. He has been everything and more the Dodgers could hope for to begin this season, especially with some of their guys at the top of the order really not firing on all cylinders. Ohtani, Tucker, Smith, and Freeman still not really hitting their stride. So what Pages has done to start the year has really rescued the Dodger offense. All right, so where do we start? Why don't we start with Max Muncy passing Steve Garvey for the 3rd most home runs in LA Dodger history. Muncy tied Garvey with his 1st home run of the game in the 2nd inning and 1 out facing Kumar Rocker. And then in the 4th inning facing Rocker again, he passed Garvey for the 3rd most home runs in LA Dodger history.
So Muncy now tied for 6th in all-time Dodger history in home runs with 211. He and Steve Garvey. Next up is Ron Cey, 228. Roy Campanella is 4th, 242. Eric Karros 3rd, but tops in the LA era. And Muncy hits a high drive deep to left field. This ball back, it is gone! He's done it again! Max Muncy with a 2-home run night. It's a 1-run ball game, 3-2.
That was number 212 for Max Muncy. That passed Steve Garvey for the 3rd most home runs in LA Dodger history. Of course, Muncy with his 3rd home run of the game would go on to hit his 213th home run as a Dodger. The way it stacks up is Eric Karros has the most home runs in LA Dodger history with 270. He passed Ron Cey during his final years with the Dodgers. Cey hit 228 home runs, and Muncy now 3rd with 213 home runs. Of course, the franchise record belongs to Compton's own Duke Snider, who hit 389 home runs in his Hall of Fame career. Shakey's Pizza Parlor is the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game night, it's group night at Shakey's.com. When we continue inside the Dodgers clubhouse show, we'll get to more of the highlights of the Muncy and Pages show as the Dodgers walk it off thanks to Max Muncy's 3rd home run of the night, 8-7 over Texas on the back-to-back World Champion Dodgers audio network.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack, and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
Steve Sachs here, and I've been telling you about Alignment Health Plan. Now that I've turned 65, I'm a proud member. Before I enrolled, I did my homework, compared health plans, and Alignment was hands down the one for me. Enrolling was simple with no pressure at all. If you're turning 65 or need a change, call Alignment for personal one-on-one guidance. Visit AlignmentHealthPlan.com today.
When it's game day, make it Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing finish and smooth, balanced taste. From the first stop at concessions to the last big play, Modelo Especial, the mark of a fighter. Must be 21 and up. Please drink responsibly.
Meatless. Looking to cut back on meat? We gotcha. Introducing Shakey's Meatless Trio, a trifecta of scrumptious pizzas with all the flavor, but not all the meat. Choose from a medium garden veggie, 3 cheese, or garlic shrimp pizza. Your choice, $16.99. Or pick any 2 for just $29.99.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Made fresh daily.
Restore dinner time harmony. Get Shakey's Meatless Trio at your neighborhood Shakey's Pizza Parlor.
We want to remind you that every time the Dodgers win, Cars for Kids wins, because we're making a donation, and you should too. Donate that old car to Cars for Kids now. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids today, and they'll pick up your car as soon as tomorrow. They've been accepting vehicle donations now for over 30 years, so you're working with the experts. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids, or visit carsforkids.org to donate now. That's Cars with a K. Donate that old car to Cars for Kids today.
Experience game-changing speeds with Spectrum. Get fast, reliable, fiber-powered internet to cover all your bases, from streaming, working, to everything else. And with Spectrum Mobile running on America's fastest 5G network, you can stay connected at home or on the road. Plus, when internet and mobile team up, you save big. Switch today, LA, and see how Spectrum helps you score. Visit Spectrum.com to learn more. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines.
Must be nice to just listen to a baseball game and put all your troubles aside.
Well, at KFI AM 640, we don't have that luxury. Somebody has to do the work of holding the very fabric of our society together.
Bill Handel.
Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m.
Carrie and Shannon.
9 a.m. to noon.
Monks and Merrill.
Noon to 3 p.m.
John Cobelt.
3 to 6 p.m.
Tim Conway Jr.
6 to 10 p.m.
KFI AM 640. Make us the #1 preset on the iHeartRadio app.
David Vassay inside the Dodgers Clubhouse Show, presented by Navient Tankless Water Heaters. The Dodgers walk it off against the Rangers by a final score of 8-7. Edwin Diaz blew his first save as a Dodger, and it was a wild top of the ninth inning. It was indicative of their manager, Skip Schumacher, who was a pesky, annoying player, and that's kind of how the Rangers were tonight. And one thing about Skip Schumacher, one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet, he never conceded anything on the baseball field, and it felt like the Rangers were never conceding anything to the Dodgers, including in the ninth inning. They weren't just going to mail it in, and, Skip started to really make some maneuvers there in the ninth inning to put some pressure on Edwin Diaz, who was not sharp tonight. It started with Jock Peterson pinch hitting for Andrew McCutchen, who got the start as the DH tonight. A very pivotal play kind of came in, the overturned strikeout. Peterson was down to his final strike, and he almost got called out, but he challenged, and it turned into a ball. So it was 1-2, and then on the very next pitch, Jock Peterson hit a single up the middle. It never got off the ground, but he was seeing eye single up the middle, which was followed by a 2-run home run by Evan Carter, and then a 2-out single and stolen base by Josh Young, and got knocked in by Ezekiel Duran. And that's how the 3-run lead by the Dodgers evaporated in the ninth inning. But then Max Muncy obviously happened with a walk-off home run, his third home run of the night. His last 3-homer game was back last year, May 4th, against the Braves. Tonight was just his second career 3-home-run game. Also, Andy Pages, he had another big night. 3 for 3, on base 4 times, drove in 4 runs tonight. Maybe the biggest was in the 6th inning with the Dodgers down a run. Pages delivered again.
Garcia towing the rubber on the first base side, presses the glove against his right hip as he looks in, listens for the sign, now checks the runners, comes set. 3-2. Swung on ground ball, right field, down the line, a base hit. Here comes Muncy around third to tie the game. Teoscar Hernandez is going to get waved around as the ball rattled in the right field corner, and the Dodgers have the lead 5-4 on a double by Andy Pages.
Andy Pages continues to rake to begin the season. He's hitting .449 with a 1257 OPS. Just a tremendous start for a guy that's coming off a 27 home run season in his rookie year. Getting home safe is a priority both on and off the field. Use a designated driver if you're going to be drinking. It's the winning strategy, brought to you by Budweiser. Also a big part of why Pages has been so good this year, he's seeing more pitches. He's making the opposing pitcher work. He's not just swinging at the first pitch. He may not be walking as much as other players, but he's certainly seeing a lot of pitches, more than he saw last year in any single at-bat. And tonight, in that big 2-run double in the 6th inning, that was the 6th pitch of the at-bat. So a big night for Andy Pages and Max Muncy as they help power the Dodgers past the Rangers 8-7 on the back-to-back World Champion Dodgers Audio Network.
The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd must mean baseball is back. And there's nothing better than listening to the boys in blue while grilling up some tasty Hoppy hot dogs.
Both have tradition and quality that make them the best. Hoppy's been an LA staple nearly 100 years, and Hoppy beef franks are legendary, including that Hoppy bacon-wrapped hot dogs. Yeah, we said bacon-wrapped hot dogs.
So kick back and enjoy the sounds of spring as you enjoy that perfectly grilled, great-tasting hot dog with all your favorite toppings.
Because what's a baseball game without a great hot dog?
Hoppy, so good, they're cravelicious.
We're in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs and the pressure is mounting. If an accident has you feeling like you're down to your last strike, it's time to call in the heavy hitters. Jacoby Myers has been clearing the bases for injured Angelinos for over 50 years.
How can you go from one world-class athlete to another through some of the bravest acts of social protest in the world of sports? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
That's not even just running. That's like, the discus and the hurdles and all of these things. He's the greatest at
I thought I was an athlete, Lindsay.
Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector so that he could roll it, slow it down, stop, back it up, see how he's working his foot like this without burning the film.
So are you telling me that this is the first instructional baseball video out there?
In other words, he was the Tom Omansky of the 1920s.
And this is not all he's done, right? I mean, we're talking about the fact that he is huge in amateur baseball, right? And a big proponent for the Olympics.
Very early 30s, he started championing